Good evening. Welcome to Troy, Alabama, and Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Tigers have traveled west to take on the Charles Henderson Trojans in a Class 5A Region 2 matchup. Doug, Charles, important game for the Tigers in the fact that they can guarantee themselves the first place in Region 2 with a win tonight. Of course, the Trojans are playing for their playoff lives as they are 1-2, tied with Rehoboth for the fourth place in the region. Right now, the standings are Eufaula first, Carroll and Headland tied for second place, and then Charles Henderson and Rehoboth tied for fourth place. However, at the moment, Rehoboth holds a tiebreaker over Charles Henderson, so this is a do-or-die game for Charles Henderson tonight. And so it's important for the Tigers, but it's extremely important for the Trojans.
It is. It's that time of year. You know, they've got to win or kind of start thinking about basketball season again. So it's they are back at home. First time since Mary Montgomery. Last year they were at home for, I think, 6 games. This year, because of a scheduling issue, they were able to get one home game early in the year here, but they lost that game here. But they've been on the road a while. They're back home tonight and excited about being back at home and turf field. And I guess I'm sitting here trying to think. We played on turf field at Auburn. We played it at Pike Road. Is that the only 2 times this year?
Yeah, this will be the third time. And so the Tigers are – we shouldn't have brought that up. Tigers are 0-2 on turf this year.
Oh, blame that on me. It's my fault.
Yeah, we don't believe in that. We're not superstitious here on Friday the 13th. But anyway.
I didn't bring that up.
So, But looking at Charles Henderson, they have not offensively haven't put up the kind of points Eufaula has put up. They've scored 160 points through 6 games. Of course, overall they're 3-3 on the season, while Eufaula's 5-2. But their defense has been pretty stingy. They've only given up 102 points through 6 games, and of course, 34 of those points, almost a third, actually exactly a third of those points came to Carroll in a loss at Carroll.
Well, the stats that I sent you last night, I don't know if you had a chance to look at them. I think Eufaula is 6th or 7th in the state in offensive points in 5A. We're not even in the top 10. It only goes to the top 10 defensively. But if you take away the Enterprise game and combine the rest of them and throw that average in there, Eufaula would be in the top 10 defensively, just barely, but would be in there defensively. So that first game, of course, points total hurt them there. But Eufaula's found a way to put up points, and it's been the games this year that Eufaula, with the exception of last week, and they did to some extent last week, but it's very important for Eufaula to get off to an early start. They're just a different team when they come out and hit you all 4 quarters.
That's right, and but if you look at the games Eufaula played against 6 and 7A opponents, now Charles Henderson played Mary Montgomery to begin with. They're a 7A opponent. They played them here, first game of the year.
Very good.
They're good. They held them only 19 points. But after that, they played nothing but 5A and 4A opponents. Eufaula, on the other hand, has played 3 6As and a 7A. In those playing up in classification, they gave up 63, 23, 48, and 32 points. So if you looked at against 5A opponents, how many the average points per game Eufaula stacks up very well.
Yeah, and I think, they're still getting points in the top 10. They've been in the top 10 all year until I think this past week. But a lot of that's got to do with pretty much this team, with the exception of a couple of players, went to the state championship game, lost to Ramsey in it's a state championship game last year. And, a lot of people wondered, how in the world did they lose to Carroll? How in the world did they lose to Rehoboth? Well, we saw how they lost to Carroll. We were there last week, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But the Rehoboth game last week, to me, I know it was at Rehoboth, and I don't think it was the same situation. Maybe they were just flat. Maybe Rehoboth was just that good. But I think it was a little different situation.
That's right. So, from what you understand, that Rehoboth just really was played physical and ran the ball straight at Charles Henderson is what we were told. So,
that's going to be interesting tonight as Charles Henderson's back's against the wall. They've got to have this or they're completely out of the playoffs. We ain't even talking about 4th place. They're completely out. So they've got to have this game. There's a lot of pride on the line for them. And I understand they play a 5-2 on defense is what we were told on the way down. That's going to be interesting tonight to see if Red is healthy enough as he's coming back from the high ankle sprain. He played some last week, just didn't have that cutting ability last week. If he can run the ball effectively against a 5-man front, that leaves things open for the secondary and Mitchell, and it could be a good night for Eufaula.
Well, that's right, and that's the thing that really has me, I guess, excited about this team this year is the balance on offense. That they really truly can take whatever the defense gives them. If the defense stacks a box and tries to stop the run, then we have the ability to throw the ball. As Browning Anderson threw for 369 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. And the running game really wasn't there. As you mentioned, Red had only 76 yards. It was his first game in the previous 5 that he had not topped 100 yards. We're going to step aside as we're going to have the pregame prayer and the national anthem. We're going to step aside for a commercial break and be back with more pregame comments after this.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358. The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
Hey, we're back. Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Troy University.
Brown Heating and Cooling.
In the Brown Heating and Air broadcast booth, high atop. Well, it's not. We're not exactly atop. We're on the fourth floor on the out here on the veranda. But great setup as you can see. I mean, beautiful field turf here, and lighting is good, and we've got a great view just a long way away. But I tell you what, it's going to be very difficult to call those Charles Henderson Trojan numbers as they have the dark jerseys and the dark numerals outlined in orange. But I'm telling you what, I think number 2.
Charles, get a shot of that. That's awful hard to pick up.
That is very difficult.
Tell you what, if they had black helmets, it'd be a blacked out uniform pretty much. That's different from Charles Henderson.
We're gonna go down to John Wayne.
Hey, John Wayne, can you tell the numbers of the Charles Henderson captains?
You got number 77. Number 2, number 9,
okay,
and number 15.
All right, so Juwan Boyd, We've got Brandon Givens, who's a linebacker. Number 2 is Juwan Boyd. We had 15, which is not on the roster that we have. And 77 is Sterling Sharp. And then for Eufaula, we had Aurelia Slaughter, who had a good game last week. We have Comer. It looks like Malix Comer, Christopher Dutil, and then number 9, I don't have on the roster that I printed for this game.
There's the toss. John Wayne's got it for us.
Yes, sir. Eufaula won the toss, and they're deferring to the second half on a tails call.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're sure Troy will take the ball while we have a minute. Be sure, under comments, to go in and put Mid-South Bank, folks. Eufaula will be kicking off, so it will come at the start of the second half. You've got till then. Don't forget, it's the last chance I'll have a chance to remind you here tonight. Maybe these guys will remember. For that $100 bill from Mid-South Bank, go in under comments, comment Mid-South Bank, and if Eufaula returns to the second half kickoff, you'll be the proud owner of a new $100 bill. So be sure to participate in that. Somebody's going to win it at some point this year. Maybe several of them.
And also remember that next week on the Coaches Show, we're giving away it was 3 teams, I think, in the cornhole tournament that's coming up on the 22nd, a week from Sunday, to benefit KD Hill. So listen out for that on the Coaches Show next Thursday night. The Chick-fil-A of Eufaula Coaches Show.
Tigers are set up. We're set up on the home side of the field. Tigers, of course, on the visiting side. The way we view the field, they'll come out in the north end, the left end. That has the new addition here at Troy. Only been there a couple of years. Tigers will come out of that one. Charles Henderson will come out of the helmet from the opposite side of the same end zone. So I think Eufaula will be going right to left.
Yeah, I missed that also. John Wayne probably got that for us.
But nevertheless, we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. Charles and Keith's going to bring you the game tonight. I'm going to stay a series or two, make sure, maybe not that long, make sure everything goes right. And I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of Charles and Keith to pull us a victory and to get the first Region 2 5A win in 10 years for the Tigers.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Doug, Eufaula has a pretty good little advantage in this series, 47-28. This series goes back over 100 years. That's the first time these two teams played. So it's a series that's all these teams play every year for a long time, which we've talked about over 100 years. 47-28, that's 75 times. This will be the 76th meeting between these two. And there were a few years in there that they did not play. So,
well, I don't think Charles Henderson doesn't have the athletes and to put it all together. They just hadn't found that chemistry this year that they had last year, making the state championship playoff run. They still got some outstanding athletes, and they got to be a little down after last week, the upset win. Rehoboth, I say upset. I don't know of anybody that thought that Charles Henderson would lose to Rehoboth, but that's the case. So they're playing for their life here tonight. Charles Henderson has to win this game to keep any playoff hopes alive.
And I'm not sure I've seen this uniform combination from Charles Henderson before.
Well, it's all I've seen them blue. Is that maybe I know I'm getting old, but that almost looks black. It's really hard to tell.
It's a dark navy, and you're old when you get your glasses on and looking through binoculars at the same time. But it's it almost looks like a smoky charcoal top, but it's definitely a dark navy pant. The sleeves on the shoulders are the same color as the pants, but the actual body of the jersey is kind of almost a slate color. It's a pooch kick. It's going to come down at the 23-yard line. It's going to be returned to the right. Good return by Charles Henderson. They'll take it up to the 35-yard line.
He caught that ball kind of high above his head. A little dangerous there.
So they're going to spot it down at the looks like the 36-yard line. 36-yard line is where Charles Henderson will take over for their first possession.
I was fixing to ask why he marked it outside the hashes, but I guess those hashes are for college that are out there.
I think there's a line. I do see it. There's a line where the high school hashes should be. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield with the senior quarterback. Played a good game last year against Eufaula. Nearly intercepted. Ben Jackson, the closest one to that. The receiver went to the right. Quarterback thought he was going left, and it's a good start for the Tiger defense. 2nd down and 10.
Right off the bat, they go to the air against the Tigers, and Jackson right there for them.
Parker Adams, the senior quarterback for Charles Henderson. You follow a 4-man front. Henderson with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back in the backfield. They're going to run a screen play, and it is going to be incomplete once again as it hit a lineman in the back of the jersey. It was incomplete. And ironically enough, how ironic, it's number 1 at quarterback, number 4 at running back, and number 2 at a wide receiver. So we've seen that combination multiple times this year, and they always seem to be pretty good. So it's 3rd down and 10 now after the second straight incomplete pass. Same formation from the right hash mark, 3 receivers left. Adams takes it. He's going to get a pressure in the backfield. He's going to flush from the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield. He's going to throw it late. It's going to be tipped and finally caught. A great catch on the tip drill. The receiver tipped it twice to himself. He's going to pick up a 1st down across midfield into Tiger territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans after a 15-yard gain to the 49-yard line of Eufaula.
He ate that on 3rd and long, but he just was able to tip it up and tipped it to himself. Basically, a great catch.
Folks, we're not going to be able to keep the Charles Henderson individual stats tonight. Doug normally does a great job with that, but with the difficulty of reading the numbers and the lack of an extra person, we will just have to keep the team stats. On the 1st down carry, it's going to be a 9-yard gain off right tackle. It's going to be the running back, Zach Coleman. He is a 5'11", 224-pound senior running back. 9 yards on 1st down, 2nd down and 2.
Troy had a lineman have to check out. I missed. I think it's the left guard. Helmet came off.
2nd down 2. Coleman is the single back in the backfield beside Adams. He will flank Adams to his right. Looking to throw. They're going to throw the wide receiver screen. It's going to be complete. It'll be a 1st down. It'll be a gain of 6 yards down to the 35-yard line of Eufaula. 2nd 1st down for Charles Henderson on this possession.
You know, that's been a play that hurt us at Enterprise and at Pike Road. Obviously, they've done their homework, and they're coming out with a stacked 4 receivers to the right.
First time they have run a different formation. They will stack the 4 receivers to the right. I don't know if they've got enough people.
Yeah, three over here, and the quarterback 4 off.
Okay. It's going to be a quarterback draw. They spread the Tigers out. Adams is going to run it. He took a big hit coming off the side. This is going to be a 9-yard gain. So for the second straight series, they pick up good yardage on the ground on 1st down.
Yeah, we had them 3rd and long in the first one, but they picked up big yardage on 1st down these last couple. And, folks, they're pretty much in field goal range now with an excellent kicker.
We saw him hit from 50 yards out. He was hitting the brick wall behind the goal post. So flags on the it is going to be 5 yards against Charles Henderson.
It's something we hadn't seen in a couple of weeks. Penalty on the other team.
Yeah, that is with the first flag coming out against Charles. And it was one penalty for 5 yards against Carroll in the first half last week. So if Charles Henderson gets that 5-yard penalty out of the way early.
Oh, we left it open deep. Oh, my goodness.
Caught at the 12-yard line, cutting back inside is the receiver. He's going to go down at the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
That was a mix-up in the secondary. I'm not sure Coleman wasn't in the wrong spot there as our backer went out, or maybe the corner came up, and he came up to cover the short guy, left the the deep guy wide open all by himself. Did a good job of both of them to recover to get over there and get him before he got in the end zone.
31 yards, I believe, on that play. It's going to be a handoff to the back. He's going to take it into the end zone from 3 yards out for the Charles Henderson touchdown. And Doug, you know, we had a chance to get off the field. It was just a good play. The Tiger defender was there. I'm talking about the first third down and long play. Then the receiver, you know, tipped it twice to himself and maintained this composure to get it. So you can't really – they were going to go for it on the salt and pepper.
Quick salt and pepper as we were not lined up right. They put the ball down, and it was a little quick. Official was mighty quick with that, so they'll shift over and kick the extra point now.
So that's a 64-yard drive by Charles Henderson.
As long as the defense makes adjustments like they have all year, we'll be all right.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. So 8:59 to go in the first quarter. The Trojans get out to a 7-0 lead over the Tigers. It was an 8-play, 64-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock. A couple of first downs for the Trojans on that possession, and then a touchdown scored from 3 yards out by the senior running back, Zach Coleman.
Well, I can't stand it. I'm going to have to stay and watch one series for us, and then I got to be in Orlando in the morning, so I hope I didn't bring us bad luck here, them just driving right down the field. You got to make some adjustments. They found some open areas. It was that flare pass out to the left that was big, and they got us outnumbered. Again, it's our secondary that's making mistakes 8 games into the season. They've just got to communicate a little better.
Well, Tigers are good at a couple of chunk runs this year, but mostly the big plays, the chunk plays, have come through the air.
Very good quarterback, Charles Henderson. We've talked about that. Same one they had last year.
And these guys have played a lot of football. They played 15 games last year, as Doug said, all the way to the state championship game. That kickoff landed in the air about 2 to 3 yards beyond the end line.
Yeah, our deep guy never even flinched to go after it. It was that deep. So, no. Well, what little wind there is looks like it's coming out of the east, so it wouldn't have helped that kick at all.
So from the 20-yard line, that's a real weapon when you've got someone kicking it out of the back of the end zone. There's no chance for a kick return.
They come out in the 4-man front, so
you follow with a pair of receivers to either side. Henderson takes it. He's going to look to throw. He pulls it down. He throws it left-handed to his running back, Harris. Harris takes it out of bounds across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. 12 yards on that play. Just a nifty play by Browning Anderson to get that ball out. He was being grabbed from behind, and Doug, it looked like he flipped it with his left hand.
He did. I'm telling y'all, he does not play like a first-year quarterback. I mean, we talked about this is his first year ever playing quarterback, but he's just, with the poise and the knowledge, it looks like he's been there his whole life.
1st and 10, it'll be Harris. Harris with some running room. He's across the 40, across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 14 quick yards on the ground for Marquia Harris. The Tigers run 2 plays. They've picked up 2 first downs.
26 yards, both all by Harris, one through the air and one through the ground. So Harris looking to have a big night here, as we thought he could.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. It'll be Harris once again. No, Anderson keeps it. He's going to be sacked this time. A big loss on the play. It's going to be
wrong read that time.
Yeah, wherever they spot it, it's going to be 11. No, they're going to spot him. It's actually going to be right at a 10-yard loss on that play. 2nd down and 20. They said 7 on the PA, but he's incorrect.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Red picked up 12 on the pass play and 14 on the run. Just go back to it, and we'll be able to pick it up.
Tigers with a H-back in there this time. It's going to be Pugh. Anderson rolls to his right. He's going to throw it to a short man. It's going to be Zakai Steele. And Steele, I was going to say Zakai zigged when he should have zagged. And but he still picked up a good gain of about 13 on that play. It'll bring up a manageable 3rd down situation. 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
They picked up more than half of it. Great job there. I'm not sure if he zigs or he zagged, but whichever one it was right into the Troy defender.
3rd and 7. just short of midfield. Anderson throws it. It is a wheel route out of the backfield to Harris. Harris had open field. That's one of those that Anderson might want to just take a little bit off of. He threw a fastball out in front, and it falls incomplete. This fourth down punting situation for Eufaula. He had him open, Doug. It probably wouldn't have been a touchdown, but it would have been a big gainer down that far sidelines.
I thought Eufaula was going to snap the ball quick and catch him with too many folks out there, but not doing it there. A lot of rush.
Kick gets away from Anderson. It takes a big Eufaula hop from the 21-yard line. It's going to roll dead inside the 10, down at the 7.5. We'll call it the 8-yard line. That's where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line, but the Trojans will have the ball and the lead as they lead 7-0 with 7:11 to go here in the first quarter of play. So a minute, 48 seconds off the clock on that possession for Eufaula. A couple of quick first downs for Eufaula before the drive bogged down. Only 5 plays for the Tigers before having to punt it away. 29 yards on that possession. Tigers got off to a quick 2 plays. It looked like they were in business, but before it bogged down. Trojans come out so far. They're in a pistol formation. 7-11, as we said, to go here. They're going to hand it off to the back. Sweeping the left side is Coleman. He gets across the 10 out near the 12-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a gain of the better part of 5 yards on that play.
Okay, Keith, I'm going to join you now doing double and triple duty.
They give you 4 yards on that play, and they actually called out a different player's name. They said number 20. That's Antonio Frazier, who is a junior running back, 5'11", 188 pounds. 4 yards on that game. 2nd and 6. Shotgun snap for Adams. He throws a little sit-down route off the right side. Player gets upfield across the 30, so that play is going to pick up 18 yards. Tell you what, Charles and John Wayne, Tigers don't need to fall down in this game by double digits. I know that's only 2 plays into this possession, but the Trojans have come out and shown the ability so far to hurt the Tigers through the air.
They have. We're playing a little soft on our defense. We need to come up a little tighter on the receivers.
They're going to hand it off once again around the left end. The Tigers are there this time. They're going to force the first negative play of the night for the Charles Henderson offense. That play will lose not as much as it looked like. Well, they are going to get spotted on back to about the 28-yard line. So it is a 2-yard loss on that play, loss of 2. But the killer on the Tigers' possession was a 10-yard loss on that sack.
You're right. And, their first series, we had them 3rd and long, and the receiver tipped the ball to himself.
That's right. So 2nd down and 12 for Charles Henderson. Snap. Adams looks to throw. He's got time. He throws it late and has a receiver over there that's going to get across the 40. It'll be a first down. It'll be a gain of 13 and a first down for Charles Henderson. I tell you, Adams just has a lot of composure, but we're not getting much pressure on him either.
We only had a 3-man rush that time, and I don't think we're going to be able to rush 3. 3-man rush gives you more in secondary, but we need to put pressure on him.
I agree. 1st and 10 now for the Trojans from the 40, just short of the 41-yard line. Going around a lead option this time. Adams going to pitch it to his back, who turns the corner. He crosses the 45. He gets into Tiger territory across midfield down to the 48-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 11 more yards on the running play, and yet another Trojan first down. John Wayne, what are you seeing down there on the field? What was the adjustment the Tigers talked about on that in between the last possession?
Tigers are just coming out flat right now. They just haven't got any fire, any work to right now. We need a big play to turn our emotions around, get us back in this football game.
First and 10 from the 48-yard line to Eufaula. It'll be a give to the back. It's going to be a short gain down to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Bring up 2nd down and 7. 4:42, the clock in motion here in the first half, or first quarter.
The quarterback's mobile. He got good legs and a good arm. He's a big threat.
So 2nd down and 7. Actually, more like 6. They gave him the 44-yard line. They're going to hand it to the first man through who have a first down and more. He'll take it just inside the 35-yard line to the 34-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 10 more yards and yet another first down. That's 4 first downs on this possession alone. And they continue to pick up big chunks of yardage against this Tiger defense.
We're back to a 4-man front.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line for the Charles Henderson Trojans. The quarterback, Adams, takes it. He's going to hand it to his back, who is just pecking his way through the line of scrimmage. Plenty of room. He had plenty of room to be able to pick his hole and go forward for 9 yards down to the 25-yard line.
Our linebackers got to get a little more aggressive. I don't know if they're watching for the pass, but they're just running the ball right off tackle.
And it's going to be
timeout.
Yeah, it says officials timeout, but they're going to send the players off the field. So with that, we'll step aside for a commercial break, and you listen to Tiger Football on the Eufaula Tiger Football broadcast. We'll be right back.
Easy Metal Building Kits, pole barns, and metal roofing supplies. APEC Metal Express carries multiple kit sizes and colors with at-home DIY instruction. APEC Metal Express, fast delivery, superior quality, excellent customer service.
They had to.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Back at Veterans Memorial Stadium as the Charles Henderson Trojans lead 7-0. They've driven from their own 7-yard line down to the Eufaula 24-yard line. It's taken them 8 plays to drive that distance. This will be the 9th play of the possession. Their 17th play overall in the game so far with 3:23 to go in the first quarter. Eufaula snapped the ball 5 times so far. Stacked up in the backfield as it was short of a first down, but just good hard running and very poor tackling on the part of the Eufaula defense. Going to take the ball down to the 20-yard line. This is going to be another that's going to be a gain of 4 yards on 3rd and short, and it'll be a Trojan first down. Their 5th first down of this possession. Already leading by 7. Charles Henderson looking for a double-digit lead. Already in field goal range. They have an excellent field goal kicker. They have a pair of backs flanking the quarterback, Adams. They'll take the snap. They'll hand it to the back, looking to sweep the right side, the left side of the Tiger line. They'll take him down for a 1-yard loss back to the 21-yard line. So the second negative rushing play of this possession. But it's been only 2 pass plays so far on this drive. Charles, 18 yards to come off their goal line and then 13 yards to convert a first down. It's been all on the ground. It's been they've got 4, 11, 3, 10, 9, and 4-yard gains to go along with the -2 and a -1 so far on this possession. But this will be the 10th play of this drive. Long, sustained drive. Snap by Adams. He's pump faking. He's looking deep. He's going to pull it down now, but a lot of room for Adams as he's, oh my goodness. He was hit coming up out of the secondary. Fortunate for the Tigers, there were no flags. His head went back against the turf here. I'm sure you saw it. And it was a big hit. Didn't get the number of the Tiger that made that hit, but he held him to a 6-yard gain on that play. Looked like he might have a first down when he initially broke containment. It'll be a 3rd down 5 from the 15-yard line. Under 2 minutes, 150 and counting here in the first quarter. 7-0 your score. But like I said, Charles, I felt like the Tigers caught a break there, not getting a flag on that hit. That looked pretty bad from up here. Now we're way away from the field.
They're down there talking about something now.
Well, no flag came out.
Well,
no flag came out last week on a grounding penalty either. So They are discussing it.
You know, their offensive line seems to be doing a good job. Like you said, they're running the ball. And
maybe the ball came out or something. I didn't see anything, but they signaled Charles Henderson ball. So 3rd down and 5. First down would come at the 10-yard line.
This is a big down. We need to stop them here.
10-0 looks a lot different than 14-0. 1:35 clock's in motion. Play clock at 10. There's a snap. Adams drops back. He has plenty of time. He's going to throw it. It's going to be tipped. No, it's going to be caught for the touchdown. 2 Tigers had a chance to make a play on that ball, and it got all the way through to the receiver. With 1:26 to go here, that's a 15-yard touchdown pass. With 1:26 to go here in the first quarter, Eufaula leads Trails 13-0.
Thought we had a chance to pick that ball off, Keith.
I did too. 93-yard drive.
John Wayne said it. We're a little flat right now.
12-play, 93-yard drive. Kick is up. Kick is good. So 14-0. And John Wayne, did you by chance catch a number of the player that caught that touchdown pass?
No, sir, but he did a great job. That ball was low, and I think Eufaula had pretty much given up on it. He just dove at the ground and made a great catch. You know, I don't understand. I mean, they're not that big. They're not that fast. They're really not that aggressive. We're just flat.
Did you get a chance to see the number that, you know, hit the quarterback then? The big play before the touchdown?
I did not. It may have been 10. I'm not 100% sure. But he did lay a lick on him. And I think they were discussing, it wasn't a flag, but I think they were discussing targeting, what they were discussing. And Whitehead shook his head no, and they 3rd down and moved on.
Well,
hold on just a second. Which kid caught that touchdown pass? You remember the number?
We'll get back to you.
We'll come back to you later. Big drive upcoming for the Eufaula Tigers, trailing 14-0 late in the first quarter. Tigers have only run 5 offensive plays so far to 20 for the Trojans. So it's going to be a touchback once again. So the second possession.
There may be an offsides on the kick, Keith. I don't know if 5-yard penalty is going to make a difference because he put that ball 5 yards deep in the zone.
In high school football, when the ball crosses the goal line on a kickoff, it is considered dead. So if the Tigers may have the option of taking it at the end and taking it to the 25-yard line. If they do, I certainly take that.
Oh, sure.
Because that's probably going to be the best they can hope for. We'll see. They're talking about it. Apparently not. I don't know. There's confusion. Eufaula's offense is on the field. Now they're going to go off, and the kick return team will come back on. So apparently that is not an option.
I know the kicker loves that ball because one player ran all the way down outside the end zone just to get the ball to bring back to the kicker.
You don't suppose it's got some gas in it besides what is it, carbon dioxide? Let's see. The kicker is number 13 for Charles Henderson. He is excellent. Nicholas Pearson. He is a senior. Look for him to kick somewhere on Saturday next year. It's from the 35. He put it 9 yards deep in the end zone from the 35.
What I was saying,
he will kick somewhere next year on Saturdays.
I don't know if the 5-yard penalty made a big difference. Not him kicking like he is. We got a good drive going. We got to answer the score.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's kind of a. I mean, we have not even come close to slowing them down. They have converted every 3rd down so far. They're 100% on 3rd down. Henderson takes it. He's going to throw a pass. It's going to be pick 6.
Good gracious.
He telegraphed that throw. It's going to be taken into the end zone with 1:18 to go here in the first quarter. It's 20-0. One play. See, that's a play, Charles, that's high risk, low reward when you throw an out route or that far out. And the quarterback jumped the route. He took it back 25 yards for the Trojan touchdown. But I will say this. Charles Henderson had a 21-0 lead on Carroll in that game down in Ozark a few weeks ago.
With that time, Brennan just came up and, like you said, the corner had read the play perfectly and stepped in front of the receiver, and 6 points for Charles Henderson.
Well, kick is up, kick is good. So 21-0. And Charles, I am glad I did not bring it up to Coach Jernigan last night, because he would have said I jinxed it. And I don't believe in jinxes or superstition, but the Tigers had not had a turnover in the last 2 games. After 5 turnovers against Pike Road 3 weeks ago, they were +3 in the game against Pell City. They were +3 in the game last week against Carroll. So far, they're 0 for 1, and that was a turnover for points.
Well, turnovers hurt you, but a turnover and a touchdown, that kills you.
Yeah. Did not get the number of the Charles Henderson player that intercepted that for the touchdown, but he jumped that route perfectly. So here we go. We said if the last possession was important, this one is super important. The Tigers would receive the second half kickoff. Remember to comment Mid-South Bank between now and then for your chance at $100. We're in the Brown Hegan Air broadcast booth here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. There's a kickoff. It's going to be a squib kick this time. It's going to hit. It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Zakai Steele taking it up the far side. He's in the open field. Steele at the 40. He's across and running out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. I do see a flag, 2 flags on the field down. One is at the 22-yard line of Eufaula. The other is at the 23. So look for this. It would have been really good field position for the Tigers to start off with. As it is, it's probably going to be back around the 11-yard line.
Well, you see why putting the ball in the end zone is so important, because giving a team the chance to return the ball, it can cost you. But a holding penalty is going to bring it back.
It will be the first penalty against Eufaula. That's one penalty against each team. It will be from the 14-yard line, it looks like, where the Tigers will take over. We'll call it. Yeah, we'll call it the 14. Shotgun formation for Browning Anderson, 21-0. Charles Henderson leads here in the first quarter. They'll hand it off to Harris. Harris is going to cross the 15. He'll get up to the 19, possibly even the 20. They're going to spot him down just shy of the 20-yard line, give him 6 yards on that carry.
Our offensive line needs to continue to fire off the ball and block like they did on that play.
Two carries. That was just the 7th offensive play of the night for Eufaula so far, but 2 carries for 20 yards already for Harris. He has 1 reception for 14 yards. And they hand it off to Harris. Looking to sweep the left side. He breaks back inside. He's going to get up close to his first down. First down would come at the 24. He's going to be about the 23. He's going to be about a yard short. Give him 3 yards on that play. It looked like he had more room initially, Charles, as he came around the end, but they hold him to only a 3-yard gain. It's a third down. Third down, call it a yard.
Charles Henderson's linebackers are pretty quick.
Only 12 seconds to go on the game clock here in the first quarter. 20 seconds on the play clock, so the Tigers could take this to the end of the quarter if they choose to. If they don't hurry, they're going to do it anyway. 2-1, end of the quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the Tigers trail in this one by a score of 21-0. You listen to Eufaula Tiger football broadcast. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest and most.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, it could be the most important is not seen or heard, only felt.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, we're back. Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Brown Heaton Air broadcast booth here. Tigers trail 21-0. It's third down and a yard. Going to be handed off to Harris. He's going to be stacked up at the line, and I don't know. I think he got his first down on
official coming in from the side.
On forward progress. He got his first down. Actually, where they spot him, they give him 2 yards. I think that's a generous spot. And fortunately, the Tigers pick up their third first down of the night. As we said, going to the break, they trail 21-0. 2 touchdown drives by the Trojans, and a pick 6. 2 yards for Harris. Harris already with 4 carries for 25 yards in this game. First and 10. Henderson pulls it down. He's going to run now, and he's going to take it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 6 yards for Browning Henderson on that scramble play. Brings up a second down and 4. So Anderson with his second carry, he's still -4 after the 4-yard sack, a 10-yard sack, earlier. 2nd and 4 now. Pugh shifts over to the left side. He has Harris flanked to his right. It'll be Anderson keeping it on his inside zone, and my goodness, it looked like he was going to have more than that, but Charles Henderson did a good job making a tackle at the 29-yard line. It'll be 3 yards on that carry.
Their linebackers are real aggressive. They're coming up and they're sticking our ball carriers.
So 3 carries ready for Henderson. 4 carries for Harris. Look for Harris to get it again here on 3rd and 1. The second 3rd and 1 on this series. Tigers going to throw it. They're going to try to throw a screenplay, and it's incomplete. Threw the ball, really a fastball. We did that on that wheel route when we had Harris open, and just not a catchable ball that time.
Early on when we tried to wheel right, it would have gotten good yardage if we hadn't scored a touchdown because he was wide open.
Yeah. So 4th and 1 already from the 29-yard line of Eufaula, trailing 21-0, going for it here. The Tigers went for it at the 24-yard line against Pell City. The first possession.
Taking a timeout, I think.
Tigers were in the goal line set. John Wayne, what's going on? I know you told us earlier we're just flat, but it just seems like we're off on both sides of the ball, it seems right now. Hey, you got the mute button off, buddy? There you go. Hey, can you hear us? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Just need some leaders to step up and get everybody fired up here. I mean, we're missing passes, we're missing blocks. Like you said, their linebackers are very aggressive, but I mean, we should be able to make adjustments and work against that.
You know, I expected an inspired effort from Charles Henderson tonight. What I didn't expect was a flat effort from Eufaula, and that's been a combination of those things that it sees Eufaula down by 3 touchdowns so early in this game. It's not a lot of time left. The only good thing about falling behind early like this is there's enough time left to come back in this game, but we got to start right here.
I think we're coming back in with the big package.
So 4th and 1 from the 29-yard line. This is going to go a long way to determine if we have a chance to come back or not. It's going to be a bootleg by Anderson, a naked bootleg, and Anderson keeps it. He'll have his first down easy as he goes out of bounds at midfield at the 49-yard line of Charles Henderson. That's going to be a 20-yard gain on 4th and 1.
That was a great call by Coach Cornegay and the offensive guys. Great call, a naked bootleg.
So 20 yards on that carry gives Anderson 4 carries for 19 yards now. Red Harris 4 carries for 25. 1st and 10 from the 49. Flags go down. I think they're going to call offsides against Charles Henderson. So
Each time the whistle blows, you just sort of hope and look. And,
after last week, but
Yeah.
so far so good in this
It
game.
has.
It's been
Great
very.
game.
This is a Montgomery crew calling this game tonight.
Did an exceptional job so far.
Eufaula with 2 first downs on this drive that began back at their 14-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Harris. Harris follows his blockers well. He lowers his head. He's going to go forward for yet another Tiger first down. He takes it to the 38-yard line.
That was a great job at offensive line, just pushing, and Harris got in behind them.
That's a 6-yard gain for Harris. Unofficially, Harris with 5 carries for 31 yards tonight so far. Harris with 4 100-yard games already on the season. I'm sorry, 5 100-yard games on the season. He'll take it again at right guard. Short game this time. He's going to be taken down at the 36-yard line. Only a gain of 2 yards on that play. 9:54, the clock rolling here in the second quarter. 21-0 is the score if you tuned in late. Trojans took the opening kickoff, put points on the board. There's an injured player for the Tigers. Then they held Eufaula. Eufaula unable to convert. After moving it out to midfield, they punted it back to the Trojans. A very good punt by Browning Henderson. Pinned them inside the 10-yard line at the 7-yard line, but a 12-play, 93-yard drive by Charles Henderson to take a 14-0 lead. Then on the next offensive snap for Eufaula, it was a pick six, about a 26-yard return for the touchdown. Point after touchdown made it 21-0 still in the first quarter. Since then, the Tigers took it late first quarter, and they have driven it. As Red Harris, who's slow to get up, he is walking off the field under his own power. But he'd been banged up since the Pell City game, and since the first half of the Pell City game, and we're not sure. He's walking off kind of slow, but he is walking off under his own power. So checking into the game for Harris is going to be Torian Slaughter, the sophomore, who's done a good job when he's been in there. 2nd down, 8. Anderson takes it. He's going to throw it. It's going to be complete to Zakai Steele to the 34-yard line. That's that's 2 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 after the 2-yard completion. One thing that I've noticed here so far is the Tigers have not even targeted Mitchell yet. Mitchell is down to the right. He is a single receiver split to the right on 3rd down and 6. And the delay count, good job by the senior quarterback Anderson, is going to get the Tigers free 5. They'll make that 3rd and 6 more manageable at 3rd and 1.
You have to give it to Coach Dronigan and the staff when it was 4th and 1 and we were on our side of the 50. And, at that point when you're down by 21, you have to go for it.
Right. 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line of Charles Henderson. Tigers going to throw it here. They're going to throw it for the first time to Mitchell. Mitchell's.
Oh!
He's going to
That's personal. Yeah, that's hard.
Two flags. Hopefully, both of them go on Charles Henderson. We're expecting a pass interference call against Charles Henderson. Then we'll get a personal foul on Charles Henderson. So this should be two fouls against Charles Henderson. We'll wait and see. $8:48 to go here in the second quarter. Pass interference.
What?
Against Eufaula. Personal foul, Charles Henderson. Yeah, I was concerned that they might call that on the offense. So they're going to play the play all over again. 3rd down and 1. I was concerned that they might get him on a push off. It was close. You don't see that a lot.
Both players
shifting over Pugh over to the left. Going to be a handoff to Tori and Slaughter is going to get the yard he needed +1. He'll pick up 2 yards. It'll move the chains. The good thing about this, now the Tigers are behind by 3 touchdowns. They will receive the second half kickoff, but they have this has been a
control the clock.
Yeah, control the clock, methodical drive here. This will be the 12th play of the Eufaula drive already that began back at their 14-yard line. Only 2 pass attempts, only 2 yards through the air so far, all on the ground. Going to hand off to Slaughter around the right side. He's going to cut back inside, and it's going to be a short gain as they snap that from the 27-yard line. He's going to take it down to the 24. So 3 yards for Slaughter on that play.
You know, we were talking about Mitchell and watching that play. His man, the defensive guy's up on him, jamming him as soon as he crosses the line, and then the safety's coming over, so they're actually double teaming him on every play.
2nd and 7 from the 24-yard line. Tigers needing 7 points on this possession. They're going to hand it to Slaughter. Slaughter's going to cut it inside. He's going to pick up inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 5 yards for Slaughter on that carry. It'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable situation here.
It looks like if he had to cut to the outside, he'd had a couple more yards.
3rd and 2 from the 19-yard line. The first down would come at the 17. Look for Anderson to potentially keep it here. Harris back in the game at running back. That's a good sign for the Tigers. Delayed count again, and there was movement. I don't know if Eufaula moved. They're going to call it on Eufaula this time. Yeah, that's a double-edged sword of the delayed count, Charles. I remember when I was in high school, Coach Cochran didn't like us going on a delayed count because more often than the defense jumped, we jumped. So that 5-yard penalty is big there. It takes a 3rd and 2 and takes it back to a 3rd and 7, all the way back to the 24-yard line. The first down would come at the 17. Stack, bunch set to the left. Henderson going to take it. He's going to throw it. It's complete. It's going to be 1st and goal. That was Zakai Steele on the reception. Takes it all the way down to it'll be a 19-yard gain for Steele. Actually, they're going to spot him it'll be a 20-yard gain for the Tigers through the air. Their biggest completion of the night.
The offensive line gave him a good bit of time to throw the ball, and great route and good pass.
So 1st and goal from the 4. It's going to be a handoff to Harris. Harris is going to get into the end zone for the Tiger touchdown. 6:41 to go in the second quarter play, and the new score, Charles Henderson 21, Eufaula 6. That was a big, important drive right there, Charles.
Yes, it was. It was just got a score update. Got Headland up 16-14 in the second quarter.
So the Tigers line up in the salt and pepper. They trail by 15 here. Look, as they shift over, I did not expect for them to go for 2 here.
No, every point is critical now.
It is for the R.W. Wingate point after touchdown. It is Cooper Wingate in to kick it away. Anderson spots it down. The kick is up. Kick is no good. Wide to the right. You mentioned every point was important, and I don't know. It just seemed like that was a little off, the timing on that. And
that's the thing about an extra point when you're kicking. Everything's got to work. You snap, the hold, and the kick.
Tigers missed an extra point last week and missed one here. I'll have to add up that was a long possession play. John Wayne, I hope the defense made some adjustments. What were they doing over there? They had plenty of time to work on some stuff while the offense ate up half the second quarter.
Well, just like we said before, something we didn't have. We had to wait to Sunday to see the film. They're able to sit right here and see the possession, and coaches can make adjustments and get on which one they need to get on, and hopefully we'll see a difference when they come back out on the field. You questioned earlier the individual that got the pick six. It was number 16 for Troy.
Okay, I appreciate that. I have to know that kind of stuff for Sunday evening, so I appreciate that. Number 16. There's a kick by Wingate. It's going to be a deeper kick this time. It's going to be fielded on the run at the 13-yard line. Going to go up the near sideline. keeping his feet across the 30 on a nice return to the 32-yard line. That's where Charles Central will take over for their third possession of the night. They've scored on their first two possessions, so an important situation here for Eufaula with 6:36 to go in the second quarter. 21-6, the Tigers trail.
Well, they're spreading us out, and quarterback's got a good arm and got a big running back, and he's getting yards.
15 play, 86 yards, 5 minutes, 25 seconds off the clock for Eufaula to trail by 15. Charles Henderson from the 32-yard line. They'll hand it off to the quarterback's going to keep it. He throws it over the middle. We were there on the coverage, but just a little bit too much of a separation. It's complete all the way down to the 46-yard line of Eufaula.
That's going
to be a 22-yard gain, and
we got to get pressure on the quarterback. We just can't let him stand back there, and he's picking us apart. We're going to have to blitz.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out some way to get some pressure on the quarterback. Adams, he is a senior, played in the state championship game last year, did a good job kicking our end out, and the running back is running hard, and we're just flagging at him. He's going to take it inside the 30. He's going to take it all the way down to the 25. That's just the effort right there, Charles. I mean, it just looked like Charles Henderson wants it more than we do, and that's a 21-yard gain on a running play. So they've gone for 22 and 21 yards on back-to-back plays following the Eufaula Tiger touchdown.
The running back, I don't have this. How big is he, Keith?
He is 225 pounds. Now, he is a big young man. Zach Coleman, senior 5'11", 225, but it didn't look like anyone wearing a white jersey wanted to tackle him that time. First and 10 from the 25. Quarterback Adams is going to roll out. Get a little pressure, wide open receiver. He's going to take it inside the 15. He's going to break. What else is new? He's going to break the initial tackle. He's going to go for 12 yards. So
they seem to be getting wide open. It's, are we that soft? Our defensive.
I really don't know. Our defense have played well for the most part this year against a tough schedule, but this is the worst our defense has looked to me since the first half of the Pike Road game. First and 10 from the 13-yard line. 55 yards in 3 plays have the Trojans gone on this possession. 5:34. The clock is stopped here in the second. It's going to be a throw by Adams into the end zone. And fortunate for the Tigers, it was a back shoulder throw, and the receiver unable to come up with it. That incompletion, that's the first incompletion that Adams has had in some time. It'll be he was 3 for 3 on the last drive.
He threw the ball before the receiver ever made his break to the outside.
Second and 10 now from the 13-yard line. 15-point lead from the Trojans, 21-6. Still a lot of football left to play, but the Tigers defense needs to hold the Trojans here. Handoff to the big back. He's going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to go down for a short gain of 2 to the 11-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and 8 position play for the Trojans. The Tiger defense in need of a stop here. 3rd and 8 from the 11-yard line.
Yes, a big stop. We don't need to give up 6. 3 will be bad enough, but we don't need to give up 6.
Adams with 3 receivers to the wide side left, 1 receiver split to the short side right, the big back, Coleman in the backfield with him, flank to his left. 3rd and 8. Adams is going to roll to his left. He's going to throw it in the end zone. He has a man there. Tigers undercut it again, but it still got past them and to the receiver. Fortunately, it was over his head as well. So the incomplete pass, 2 straight incompletions for the Trojans after blowing down the field inside the 15-yard line. It's going to set up a field goal situation. If the field goal is good, it would give the Trojans an 18-point or a 3-score lead on the Tigers.
Well, 3 is better than 6.
Oh, absolutely.
A big block would be big.
Tigers did block a kick, as everyone knows, last week, the last point after touchdown. But this kicker here is a different breed. He is a Saturday kicker. He will get some height on this and get it up quick, I'm sure. There's a snap from the right hash mark. He gets it up. It is into the patio area up there. Beyond the field goal. So that is a 28-yard field goal. It's 24-6.
He's probably one of the best kickers we've seen this year.
Yeah, he's good. Now, the Pell City kicker was good as well. But
this is true.
John Wayne, what's the feeling on the sidelines?
Real flat. I mean, just like you saw on the pass protection down there, we came under the ball. We didn't go to the highest point. And talking about that kicker, he may just be kicking on this grass next year on Saturdays. These guys have told me down here that the university is really courting him hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them at all. I mean, he is very impressive. I remember being impressed with him last year. I remember there were two kickers last year I was really impressed with. One was from Pell City, and then this one here. I remember we talked about the Pell City kicker, and then we played Charles Henderson, and we said, "Shoot, this guy's better." He is very impressive. One of maybe the best one I've seen in all the years of doing this. There's a driving kickoff that's going to go. He did not hit that great, but he hits it about 5 yards deep in the end zone. It's kind of a knuckleball. And his name is Nicholas Pearson.
Folks, remember that name.
24-6. Now, Tigers with 4:38 to go in the first half. They've got a chance to go back-to-back here.
If we can get a score here, we get the second half kickoff.
The Tigers, if they could run 4 minutes or so off this clock and put a touchdown on the board, they could actually be trailing them only by potentially a field goal when Charles Henderson gets the ball again. There's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a reverse. It's going to be it's really a Slaughter looking to throw the ball. He pulls it down now. He's going to go down the sideline. It's going to be a nice game for the Tigers out around the 37-yard line, but a 17-yard gain on that first down play. Aurelia Slaughter, the senior, the older of the Slaughters.
You know, their defense is real aggressive, and that's a good call by the coaches to put a little reverse on them.
1st and 10 from the 37. Very little time off the clock, only 9 seconds on that play. Hand off to Harris at left tackle. Harris is going to put his nose in there, but only pick up a couple of yards to the 39-yard line. That's Harris's 7th carry. 7th carry for 35 yards. So he got off to a great start, but the going has been tough here of late.
You know, like we've been talking about, their linebackers are coming up, you know, filling in the holes. Our offensive line is doing a good job with their defensive front.
3:54 and counting here. Shotgun formation. Anderson's looking to throw. Nobody's there. He's going to pull it down. It's going to be a face mask. Every flag comes out of everyone's pocket. I think every official except for one down here threw their flag. It was an obvious face mask on that play. That'll give the Tigers a first down on the 15-yard penalty. 3:44 on the clock here in the second quarter. 24-6. The Tigers trail in this one. But
still plenty of time.
After they mark this off, this will be a 15-yarder. They'll be in Trojan territory here after the mark off. They should be around the 47-yard line of Troy, maybe the 46. We'll wait and see when they get through walking. Yeah, the 46-yard line is where the Tigers will snap this next. They'll start the clock stays stopped. They just whistled the ball back in play. Anderson with 3 receivers right. He'll take the snap. He will hand it off to Harris. Harris lowers his head and
nowhere
picks up a yard. 1 yard gain. We really haven't seen anyone other than Enterprise that played us this tough up front.
No. They shifted into that 5-man front, and the 2 linebackers are pretty aggressive. They're coming up. It should open up the pass.
2nd and 9 from the 45-yard line. 3:13 and counting here in the second quarter. Play action pass. There's a pass. It's going to be a little strong. It was intended for Aurelia Slaughter down the far sideline, but the incompletion brings up a 3rd and 9 with 3:07 to go here in the first half. An 18-point lead for Charles Henderson, 24-6. Important possession for Eufaula. just been a little bit off in the passing game so far tonight.
He has, and on every play they have their defensive guy lining up, head up Mitchell, and he's jamming him, and it's hard for Mitchell to get off the line.
The cushion on this play, about a 5-yard cushion. Henderson takes a snap. He's not even looking towards Mitchell, but a nice diving reception. What a catch. That is going to be really a slaughter.
He
got 10 yards on that diving reception. He caught it and maintained possession going out of bounds, and the Tigers moved the sticks. What a play. Circle that one there, folks, because that is a very important pass play there as the Tigers convert. Going to be a jet sweep around the right end. Nothing is working there as it loses a yard back to the 36-yard line. But I tell you what, it's not the worst thing in the world because the clock needs to run here. We don't need to leave them any time on this clock. The Tigers need to score a touchdown, but they don't need to leave any time on the clock. That play loses 1 yard. That was that Steele or Slaughter on that? I couldn't.
Keith, I can't see the number. Working the camera, and I can't.
We'll give it to Slaughter. I think it was following his 10-yard gain. I think that was it. So Henderson's going to keep it, and I don't quite understand that. I know Coach Jernigan told him to slide last night, but he had some open field, trailing by 18. He slid down after he picked up 5 yards on that play.
And, like college, wherever they start the slides, where he's going to spot the ball.
That was Anderson's 5th carry of the night for 24 yards so far. He takes a snap on 3rd down and 6. He's rolling out. He's going to throw a pass. It's going to be caught and fell down at the 18-yard line. That is LaCaviante Pugh. Pugh with a nice reception. It's going to move the chains.
That's the first time we've gone to Pugh tonight, isn't it?
I believe so. I think that was 17 yards on that play.
Pugh has good hands. Big, strong young man.
1st and 10 with 1:33 to go in the first half. It's going to be handoff to it's going to Slaughter up the middle. A Trojan Slaughter, that is, and he takes it inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers at the 3-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain on that play.
Is Slaughter a junior?
He is a sophomore. Tigers going to use a timeout with 1:26. John Wayne, what you got over there?
So another player I see on their side that may be playing on Saturday, this linebacker number 9. If Eufaula doesn't find a way to get a helmet on this kid, I bet he's already made 15 tackles tonight. He's in on every play, and several plays he's not even touched. He just goes back and forth, goes to the running back, and he's never touched. So we got to get a helmet on number 9, that linebacker, and take him, at least get his timing off so he can't just run up in there and hit us like he's been doing.
That's what I've been saying, John. Our offensive line seems to be doing a pretty good job, but their linebackers, both of them, they're filling the holes pretty quick.
He was a captain tonight. He is listed 6 foot 226. He is a senior, Brandon Givens, 6 foot 226. For high school football, that's a good size young man for a linebacker. Slaughter on the previous carry, that was his 4th carry of the night. That's a Torian Slaughter. 4 carries for 24 yards, 6-yard average so far here in the first half.
Win the big.
Going to hand it off. It's going to be Harris trying to run at the teeth of that Henderson defense. We'll see where they spot him. Nobody has come up to spot this ball. I think they're going to spot it for a loss of a yard on the play. It is a 1-yard loss on that play.
We really didn't blow them off the ball then. When we came in with a big package, they shifted to the right side, and they shut us down. I think if Coach calls that little quarterback bootleg, be a touchdown.
Well, Tigers need to score here, but taking time off the clock is not the worst thing in the world. They come in here, clock is running.
Go.
Slaughter, he hit inside the 1-yard line, but Slaughter weighs maybe $140, and so he was driven back. It looked like he was going into the end zone on his sheer momentum and speed. It's going to be a gain of 3 yards. However, it'll be third down from inside the 1, 3rd and goal.
That's a good job by Brandon. Then he, I think, was taking a timeout. He was able to snap the ball with the defense. They were still running on the field. The defense was really out of position, and they still stopped us short of the goal. But that was good to Brennan to get the snap off.
Well, there's 6. I think they may put more time on the clock. I looked up there; it was 25 seconds, and now it has 16. 9 more seconds ran off the clock. It's really going to be a moot point. Eufaula has 1 timeout still remaining, I believe.
Well, you know, this is we got to score.
That's what I'm saying is we have 2 plays to go less than a yard here. So I think the Tigers will definitely go for it unless they lose yardage on this play.
Well, I still say we need to go for it. We're down by 18.
So if the Tigers put this one in the end zone, go ahead and kick the extra point, they'd be down by 11 at halftime. After being down by 21, they would have won the second quarter by 11. But
this is true.
Let's just see what happens here on this.
Maybe go back in the big package and bootleg to the.
Look for the Tigers to shift here. They've got Henderson. He's going to go under center, and he's going to go over the. So yes, the Tigers score the touchdown with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter.
You know, as Keith did it on the like it might have been a silent count because I mean when everybody got set, he took the snap and up and over he went. So that might have been like a silent count quarterback sneak.
12 play 80-yard drive, and the Tigers are leaving the offense on the field. I'm kind of surprised we did miss the extra point earlier, but
we've been pretty successful, you know, on our 2-point conversion. So I'll go along with this.
So the Tigers did what they needed to do. 4 minutes and 18 seconds on that possession. 2-point try coming here. They shift out. And Eufaula's going to call the timeout. So we'll keep it here just because of the suspense of what's happening.
Keith on a
John Wayne, you got a great perspective looking from behind the offense. What do you think Coach Jernigan saw there that he didn't like? The reason he burned that last time out?
Well, there was a lot of confusion. Looks like we'd got in a wildcat and was going to let Harris run the wildcat. And looked like there was some confusion in our shifting, and all coach saw something and he called timeout. You know, one thing, and you guys have mentioned it, but the number of 100-yard rushers we've had this year, our offensive line is capable of taking control of this game. So we just need them to step up, go in here at the break, get it chewed out one time, and come out of here ready to play some Tiger football.
John, you're doing a great job down there.
You're doing a great job.
Heating and cooling sideline.
This is the first guess because they haven't done it yet. Would you kick or go for this 2-point conversion, John Wayne?
I cut him off. I'm sorry.
That's no problem.
I'll go for the 2.
Okay, so 2-point try coming.
Oh, are they going to get us for moving?
I don't know. No flags. I do see a flag.
I think we moved.
You know, actually, I thought we might have moved on that touchdown. It looked like the back kind of went and played. So now the 5-yard penalty, surely Tigers are going to kick it now, but maybe not. They're sending Wingate's coming in here to kick this extra point. I honestly think this is the right call. You got time later to go for 2.
Every point's important. Like
every point's important, and you don't want to go in. That would be a downer to.
That's right.
To only get 6.
You're right.
And surely, I mean, Wingate's been so dependable this year. RW Wingate point after touchdown here. It'll be Anderson to spot it down, and flags go down. I'm not sure what happened here.
Hope there's illegal participation
2, 4,
on there.
6, 8, 10, 11. They've got 11. I thought I counted 11. 2, 4, 6, 8.
They called that back judge.
But now that's only half the distance to the goal.
We'll still have to kick.
No,
you've won me over. Let's kick the extra point.
So here we go. It'll be Anderson to spot it down at the 10-yard line. The kick is up. This time it looks like it's good, and they confirm that it is. So 24-13 is your score with 20 seconds to go here in the first half of play. The Tigers at one time trailed in this game by 21 to nothing, and that was with a 1:16 to go in the first quarter. So for the last 13 minutes and 16 seconds, the Tigers have outscored the Trojans by 10 to draw back They've outscored them 13-3 over the last 13 minutes and 16 seconds.
You know, that was a big touchdown because, like you said, we get the second half kickoff, and you know, right now we seem to have a little momentum going. And you know, this year, first half, sometimes our defense hadn't played very well, our offense either. And at halftime, seemed like Coach Jernigan and the staff they do a good job on making adjustments. And you know, let's just hope tonight we're able to make those adjustments we need and come back out in the second half and be a different ball club.
It'll be Wingate putting the ball, teeing up the ball right in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. 20 seconds. What you can't have here is a big return. So with the kind of field goal kicker they've got, they still have one timeout on the board. It's going to be a deep kick, which I'm kind of surprised with. It was caught on the run at the 15-yard line, and straight up the middle, they're going to take it out to the 39-yard line. So the best starting field position of the night for Charles Henderson, 13 seconds. And I saw a game last night with 13 seconds left from the 43-yard line. Team ended up coming up with a touchdown to win the football game. That was Houston over West Virginia. After West Virginia scored a touchdown with 13 seconds left.
Well, from our Brown Heating and Cooling booth, we're going to say that this 13 seconds, they're just going to take a knee. Let's hope. What do you think?
This will be the fourth possession of the only 4 possessions here for Charles Henderson in the first half because they lost a possession on the pick 6. Bunch set to the right. Adams is going to take it. He's going to run a quarterback draw. He's going to pick up yardage now. He's breaking out to the outside. They're going to be in field goal range here unless the first half runs out.
Oh, the clock stopped on 2. You know it would.
Man.
You know, the only reason he was flushed out of the pocket, we had a great rush, and when our guys got to him, he just took it and ran.
You know,
but he was going to throw the ball, but we just put pressure on him.
Once again, a first guess. We kicked it deep there. That was kind of had to squib that and not let them set up a return in that situation, in my opinion.
Well,
and then we give up a broken field, a broken play there. That you can't really blame anything necessarily there. But 13 seconds, they're going to try a 45-yard field goal attempt. Folks, this guy has the leg and more. It is Nicholas Pearson from the right hash mark.
What are they doing?
Hey, once again, Tigers dodged a bullet there. It could have been a personal foul penalty on Eufaula. All it would have made was this field goal attempt a little closer. But
that was one of our better pass rushes. And like I said, we put pressure on him. We ran him out of the pocket. And when he did, he took off. He has good legs. He's a mobile quarterback.
So it was a 32-yard run by the quarterback, Adams. So 45-yard attempt from the right hash mark for Pearson. Tigers get a rush, but he gets it away. Kick is long enough, and the kick is no good. Wide right.
Oh, my goodness.
Wide right on the final play of the first half. The Tigers dodge a bullet. They will trail by only 11 here at the end of 24 minutes. It looked like it might be a lot worse than that, Charles, but the Tigers 24-13. John Wayne, can you catch a coach?
Yes, sir. I'm going to catch him. I got my eye on him.
You know,
I don't have to tap.
We outplayed in the second quarter, and let's just hope we come back out in the third quarter and with the momentum and do the same.
Hey, Coach, on the bus right up at halftime. Coach Tigers, we on the show last night. You said our second quarter's been our worst quarter. We had a pretty good second quarter this time, but the Tigers still seem real flat.
Yeah, I mean, we came out flat defensively, and then we turned the ball over with a pick 6 right there that helped them out right there. I mean, as long as the offense stay on the field and defense get off the field on third downs, I mean, we're in good shape. I mean, we got 2 good drives in right there. The good thing is we get the ball coming out in the second half, man. We can drive down and score, and then try to make some of the points back up.
Yes, sir. They got one big linebacker that's just giving us fits all night.
Yeah, man. We know we had they had one good one coming in, so we just got to maintain him and know he's at it all the time, and just keep doing what we're doing. And like I said, defense got to get off the field on third down.
Yeah, get them ready, Coach. Let's go Tigers. Back to you, fellas.
Don Wayne, we appreciate it. We're going to step aside for commercial break. We'll come back with some halftime comments and some stats from the first half. You're listening to the Eufaula High School Tiger football broadcast coming to you from Veterans Memorial Stadium in the Brown Hen Air broadcast booth. We'll be back after this.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, It could be the most important is not seen or heard, only felt. The ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System provides premium comfort with a whole-home air purifier that gives you confidence you're breathing healthier air. It's an essential part of any healthy home.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without.
In sports, every point counts, and at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Eufaula, call Alpha agent Keith Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue. R.W. Wingate & Company is a full-service accounting firm and a supporter of Eufaula High Athletics. They are located at 102 North Orange Avenue, Eufaula, Alabama, but licensed in multiple states. Richard W. Wingate has over 25 years' experience in public accounting, and the firm's services include personal and business tax preparation, bookkeeping, sales tax preparation, payroll services, audit of nonprofit and government entities, and business consultation. When doing extra is the point, contact R.W. Wingate & Company for your accounting needs.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-7.
Barber County's original newspaper for local news is The Clayton Record. The Clayton Record is a Cherry Hill media publication that's been around for over 150 years, covering Barber County and the surrounding area. Online and print subscriptions are available starting as low as $2.99 per month. Call them today to sign up and never miss what's going on. Visit www.claytonrecord.com or call 334-775-3254. Covering the county from the county seat, The Clayton Record.
Give you a score update now. Headlands up on Carol Ozark, 32-22 with 20 seconds left for the half. At this moment, this time we'll give you a little showing of our Tiger band.
Yeah, we're still working on totaling some stats, but it's a good opportunity for not only the Tiger football team but the Tiger band to play on this surface here in this college stadium. I mean, you can see it really well as high up as we are here in the Brown Heat and Air broadcast booth here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Really a great vantage point, to watch this high school game. And another thing I'll mention, we talked last week down in Ozark, how that game was officiated. It was a long game. It took a long time. It was well after 10 o'clock when it was over. This is a group of officials out of Montgomery. And one thing I noticed, the 4 years that the Tigers were in the 6A region out of Montgomery, going up there and playing Park Crossing and Carver and Robert E. Lee and those teams like that, one thing the Montgomery Crews do, Charles, is they get the game, they get done with it. I mean, they're not shortchanging anybody, but they spot the ball, they keep it going, they keep the clock in motion. And I noticed when we took the break earlier, we're at halftime just a little over an hour into this ball game. That first half took it just a little bit over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes. So we're getting on along here with this game, and the game did not look good initially. Tigers fell behind, as we said, 21-0 early in this game, but to draw back within 11 to have the football here to start the second half and to have the opportunity to be down either 3, 4, or 5 points after this possession here, it would be huge. It'll be at that point it'll be a brand new football game.
It will. If we can come out and score, with our first drive in the second half, that will be big. Give you an updated score here, a little surpriser. Dothan 7, Enterprise nothing at halftime.
One thing I didn't look at was where that ball game was being played. And we'll have to check that for you. I don't know that makes all the difference in the world, and I don't know, but that is a big matchup. Enterprise still with 1 loss on the season. Dothan with 2 losses, but they played Central and Auburn, I think, at this point, which Enterprise was able – they both played both of those. Enterprise was able to defeat Auburn. I think Dothan came up short against Auburn. So that's a big matchup that's going to determine playoff seeding in that region in Class 7A.
That's right. And if the Headland and Carroll score holds, will everyone have 2 losses in the region except us?
Headland and Carroll, and I'm sorry, I was totaling yardage numbers in the first half. What was that Headland and Carroll score?
32-22. Should be halftime now.
Headland is ahead of Carroll.
Yes,
but it's being played in Headland. So yeah, if that score holds, Doug, I think that I'm pretty sure if that score holds, that would guarantee Eufaula first place, because that would put 2 region losses on Carroll. That would guarantee Eufaula first place no matter what happens tonight or next week.
Okay. Well, folks, it's been a couple of years since I actually called a game with Keith, but he has called me Doug again, and Doug is on his way to Orlando, where his youngest son Logan will be getting married this weekend. So safe travels, Doug. I've got your seat warm here next to Keith.
I'm going to tell you what, Charles, you got to cut me some slack, because it's been whole lot of years now. You and I did 2012. We did it the entire season, 2012. And there was another season back in, I want to say it was in 06, that Doug missed the season. And Berkeley Squires called it with me, and Berkeley got called quite a few times. That's been 17 years ago. I'm 17 years older than I was then, and 11 years older than the last time we did it for a complete season. So it stands to reason that could happen a time or two.
Like I said, I'm keeping Doug's seat warm.
That's right.
Great job by our band performing at halftime.
And as the Mighty Tiger Marching Band comes off the field, I will say, Charles Henderson with a lot of yards in the first half, but they had, at one point in this game, they had run 20 opposite plays to only 5 for Eufaula. Well, now at halftime, they have run 27 plays total to Eufaula's 33, and they have 245 yards of offense at halftime to Eufaula's 195. So they do hold a 50-yard advantage in total offense, but 11 first downs for Charles Henderson, 11 first downs for Eufaula. So statistically, this game much, much closer than the scoreboard. The difference, obviously, is the pick six that Charles Henderson came up with.
And in their first drive, if we had them 3rd and long, and if we could have held them, and and then because they went on to score a touchdown on their first drive, but the receiver actually tipped the ball to himself, and if that could have gone our way, he dropped the ball and made them punt. They not scoring on that first drive, it could be a different ball game also.
That's
Enterprise, true. They're playing an Enterprise.
Okay, so congratulations to Dothan leading that football game. That's a big game in that region, and we didn't come prepared with 7A region standings. We have the region standings for the entire South in the Class 5A with us here tonight. But anyway, We'll run down that for you here in just a little while as well. But at halftime, just to kind of summarize the first half, for those who might have tuned in late, I know people that are busy with your Friday night, you're interested in what's going on with the Tigers in this exciting season. Coach Jarrell Durgan's 2nd season on the sidelines for Eufaula. But you may be coming and going on this game, and you tune in and you catch a score at 24-13. You're wondering how we got here. Well, the Tigers won the opening toss. They elected to defer their option to the second half, so that's why we said they will they will have the ball to begin the second half because of deferring. And so the Charles Henderson took the ball on their opening possession from their 36-yard line. It took them 8 plays to move those 64 yards, 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock. It was a 3-yard touchdown run by the big running back, Zach Coleman, we believe. It might have been the other running back. It's just very difficult to see their numbers. Antonio Frazier is the other running back for Charles Henderson. But either way, with 8:59 to go in the first quarter, 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock, it was 7-0 in favor of Charles Henderson. 2 first downs for the Trojans on that possession. Eufaula took over at their own 20-yard line. As we talked about, the kicker for Charles Henderson is a big weapon, Nicholas Pearson. He boomed it through the end zone. It landed about 2 to 3 yards behind the end line on the kickoff. Eufaula came out on fire as they picked up 12 yards on the first play, a pass play to Harris, to Red Harris. Then a 14-yard rush by Harris. Tigers picked up first downs on the first 2 plays, but then it was a 10-yard loss or a sack play on the third play from scrimmage. Tigers threw a 13-yard pass to get over half of that back on second down before an incomplete pass forced a punt. So the Tigers punted it back to Charles Henderson. Charles Henderson took over with 7:11 to go in the first quarter. They drove this time methodically down the field, most of the damage coming on the ground. It was a 12-play drive for Charles Henderson. 3 pass plays on that possession, but they were effective plays as they had 18, 13, and the final 15 yards was a 15-yard pass play to the receiver, Juwan Boyd. What we have, that came with 1:26 to go in the first quarter. Charles Henderson jumped out to a 14-0 lead. At that point, as we said, they had run 20 offensive plays to 5 for Eufaula. So then the Tigers took over. We talked about it being an important possession for Eufaula. It ended up being an important possession, but for not the right reasons. As on first down, Eufaula threw an interception. It was returned 26 yards for the pick six. And just like that, 10 seconds later, 1:16 to go in the first quarter, Charles Henderson jumped out to a 21-0 lead. The only thing we said positive at that point was that there was still a lot of time left in the game, still 3 full quarters, still 37 minutes and 16 seconds of football left to play. At that point, the Tigers did trail by 21. They had spotted the Trojans by 3 touchdowns, but still a lot of time to play. So the Tigers did what they had to do. They took over at their 14-yard line on the ensuing possession. The Tigers took 15 plays to move the 86 yards to score the Tiger touchdown. That came on a 4-yard touchdown run by Red Harris. And the Tigers missed the extra point, but with 6:36 to go in the second quarter, the Tigers drew within 15 at 21-6. Charles Henderson took the ensuing possession from their 32-yard line. They moved all the way down to the 11-yard line of Eufaula before Pearson came in to kick a 28-yard field goal to make the score 24-6 in favor of Charles Henderson with 4:38 to go. Eufaula took the ball over once again at their 20-yard line following the touchback. And we talked about the Tigers had a chance to go 2 for 1, have back-to-back possessions if they wanted to, or if they could be successful with a time-consuming drive. They did just that. They took 12 plays to move 80 yards. The touchdown came on a 1-yard touchdown run by Brownie Henderson on 3rd and goal with only 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Tigers kicked off deep. It was returned back to the 40-yard line by Charles Henderson before they broke off a 32-yard run by the quarterback Adams to set up a 45-yard field goal before halftime. But Pearson, the kicker, is human. For the first time tonight, he was unsuccessful on a kick. He kicked it wide right, had plenty of distance, but wide right. And that's where we stand at halftime. 24-13. The Tigers within 11 with the with receiving the second half kickoff. So very, very important possession for Eufaula as they'll have the ball to begin the second half. If the Tigers can go and put a touchdown on the scoreboard, they'll get back into this game. But the other thing that's going to happen, and I guess, John Wayne, I don't see you down there, but I'm sure you're down there somewhere. I see you straight at midfield right up against the brick wall. The Tigers have done a good job adjusting in the second half. In every game this year, and it'll have to happen again tonight because the only possession that the Trojans failed to score on was that last possession on the missed field goal.
Yeah, I think we have great coaching staff, and I'm sure there's been some adjustments made because they saw what we saw, but they had the capability to get these ears at halftime and show these young men what they need to do to make a difference. And it's, fortunately, we got the ball coming out. We make a good drive here, score, possibly go for two, and make this a 3-point game. Be right back in this ball game.
Well, that's right. Points of any kind. Honest, I mean, if they a touchdown, whether we kick the next point, go for two, miss it, or whatever, puts us right back to a one-score game. And when it was 21-0 in the first half, and we had only run 6 plays, it didn't even seem like that was possible.
Yeah, I think it's very possible that offensive line that we got. If we'll do our job and seal these linebackers and give our running backs the opportunity, I think we can get back to that 6 or 7 yards of carry like we're used to seeing these young men do right here.
Well, now what happened, John Wayne? Because we didn't give individual stats. I'll try to do that earlier. But after 2 carries, Red Harris had 20 yards rushing after 2 carries. After 9 carries, he has 35. So he had only 15 yards rushing on the next 7 carries after those first 2 carries of the game.
Well, I see 2 things. I see, number one, that big linebacker, number 9, is really focused on him. Wherever he moves, that guy scrapes. He does a great job of getting to him. And number 2, Harris is a little bummed up. When he comes off the field, you'll see him limping, and then when he gets on the sideline, he really favors that ankle. But when he's on the field and that ball gets in his hand, he's 100%.
That's true, and I've noticed him up here. He's limping somewhat, and it'd be nice to see him at 100% running against that linebacker. I was telling Keith, noticing Mitchell. The way they're able to shut him down is they have a man head up him, and they're not letting him lead the line of scrimmage. He's jamming him. I think that's that one defensive guy's job tonight is just to jam Mitchell and not let him come off the line.
Well, being so close to him, that's the guy that made the pick 6 too. He stepped right in front of Mitchell and just walked it in. I mean, he was up close. That would have been a great bump and go right there because there was nobody there. Also, I noticed when we ran that at 4th and 1 and we ran that bootleg, we had a receiver running downfield by himself. Now, we focused on getting the yards and getting our first down, but that's something we may come back to if we get in a close situation, a short yardage situation. We can go in that bootleg, but receiver was running wide open from the other side. Nobody was around him.
Yeah, I saw him. I think it was Slaughter that was running wide open that came down there. But when Anderson made the right choice because he had the first down on the ground. That's a safer option of the 2, and he did a good job. So there's a couple of things that you've just mentioned that the Tigers, we may see them go back to here in the second half, is to throw it off of that bootleg and also to maybe do a pump that short pass and send Mitchell deep since they're jumping him so close to the line of scrimmage.
A great job by Phil, heating and cooling sideline, John Wayne.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the encouragement people, outside of this team. I mean, at work, people you see at church, you see at Walmart. I mean, it's really a ball. It's a lot of fun to do this, and to have people encourage you just makes you want to do it all the more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I have a lot of, I still get feedback from people that watch the game that, I really wouldn't have even thought are tuning in to pay attention to it. And, it's great for people that can't make it. Some people just aren't physically able to get out to the ball games, even at home. And for them to be able to keep up with the team and actually see it this year, we appreciate that's added a lot to it. We appreciate Charles taking his time to run the camera for us, and tonight obviously pulling double duty, run the camera and some commentary tonight. So we appreciate.
And also, Also thank Doug. I mean, Doug does a lot of stuff that people don't even know about. I appreciate Doug and all he does for this. I mean, we show up Thursday and Friday, but Monday through Wednesday, he's still wide open.
Oh, no doubt. Doug's the glue. Doug's the glue or the backbone that makes it all happen. Doug handles all the equipment, transports all the equipment, sets up all the feeds that go different places to Facebook, to YouTube, to NFHS. Does a subscription to StreamYard, which is the service that we use to produce this broadcast. So just a lot of things go into this. Coordinating where we're going to set up tonight. We had a little bit of confusion as we're set up on the veranda outside the 4th floor here at the Trojan Club. And we had some confusion. Normally we'd be on the 5th floor in the visiting radio booth, but because of the filming, it wouldn't be the best scenario for filming through the glass. Those are sealed press boxes up here at Troy. So not the best scenario for filming. This is actually probably where they film. I don't know if they do or not. They may have a place up above us that we don't know about, but either way, this is our best option for filming, but he had to coordinate that where we set up, and we tried to get a connection, which was unsuccessful, by the way. We offered a high-speed connection. James Bailey and Zane Johnson, our athletic director, offered high-speed internet both to radio and to Troy Cable in Eufaula last year. They chose not to return the favor to us, so tonight, as we're having to hotspot as we've done every road game so far this year, for whatever reasons, we were not offered any kind of internet connection. You'd think you'd get that in a college venue like this, but not the case. So we're doing the best, and hopefully it's coming through loud and clear for you guys back in Eufaula. But some individual stats for the Tigers. As we mentioned, Red Harris, 9 carries, 35 yards in the first half, and a touchdown. It was Torian Slaughter who saw 5 touches for 27 yards in the first half. He had one big 14-yard gain to set the Tigers up with a 1st and goal. And Browning Henderson, the quarterback, 6 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown, but he overcame a 10-yard loss on his first carry on a sack. So 6 carries, 25 yards, a touchdown. It was also Slaughter with 1 carry for 17 yards. That was Aurelia Slaughter, a 17-yard carry on the ground. Through the air, it was Anderson, and we're going to have to add this up real quick. Doug, I'm accustomed to Doug doing this, but he was 6 of 10 for 63 yards through the air was Browning Anderson the first half, and leading receiver. The big asterisk for the first half was no receptions by Antron Mitchell in the first half at all. It was Slaughter with a 10-yard reception. It was Harris with a 12-yard reception. It was Zakai Steele, who was the leading receiver in the first half, 3 catches for 35 yards, and it was LaCaviante Pugh, 1 catch for 17.
Well, a heavy mist begins to fall here at the vet.
It is kind of a fog rolling in, and Tigers trail by 11 here at halftime. It's the first time the Tigers have trailed at halftime since the Pike Road game.
You know, you were talking about the kicker. You know, you're pretty impressed when he had to kick from the 35 and still put it 7-8 yards deep into the end zone.
Yep. Troy running one. Of course, it's just the scoreboard here. I know that has replay capability as well. They have a replay board on this end zone. I guess that would be the northern end zone. There's a kick, driving kick that's going to be not returnable. It's about 8 yards deep in the corner of the end zone. What a weapon is Pearson. Tigers will take over once again from the 20-yard line, but I guess he's doing a favor. The only time he did not kick it in the end zone.
We almost broke it.
But they called holding on the Tigers, and we actually started back at the 14-yard line on that possession. So Tigers come out trailing by 11. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the 20. Three receivers right, one to the left. Anderson takes it and he hands it off to Harris. Harris lowers his head. He's going to take tacklers with him and cross the 25 up near the 26-yard line. Just a good, strong run that time by Red Harris as he took the linebacker with him.
He's saying Slaughter, but
maybe it was Slaughter. We
can get 5 and 6 yards on every carry. That will move us down.
If that was Slaughter, that's his 6th carry for 33 yards in the game. Going to hand it off again. This is when Slaughter once again. He stumbles this time, loses his footing. He picks up 3 more yards to the 29-yard line.
Big down here.
Third and 1. Third and 1. Third and 1, it'll be Slaughter flanking Anderson to his right. Slaughter, a lot of speed. It's going to be Anderson keeping it. He has his first down and more as he crosses the 35. He'll go down at the 39-yard line. Call that a gain of 10 for Anderson on that play, and the Tigers pick up their 12th first down of the night. That'll be 7 carries for 35 yards on the night for Browning Anderson. Handoff, Slaughter at left tackle. He'll take it head for 3 yards to the 42-yard line. Is this a delayed whistle this time? It is a 3-yard gain. If I hear someone yelling, I don't know if that's a coach of ours or who that is.
It's the defensive coaches for Charles Henderson.
Okay. They're yelling the other way. Browning Anderson takes a shotgun snap. Going to throw deep this time. Oh, my goodness. Mitchell was there. He got bumped about the time the ball got there. He's asking for a flag. None is coming, and it's hard to see. I should have looked. I don't have my replay going tonight. I did not set my laptop up. We're set up outside. I'm kind of glad I don't. There's a mist falling, and we've got some mist on our table here. But it looked like he had a chance to come up with that one, Charles.
It did. Being jammed at the line and then the safety picking him up still was close play, but here we go, 3rd and 7?
3rd and 7 from the 42. Anderson drops back, going to run a screen. It's complete. It's Slaughter. Slaughter in the open field, 45, 40, 35. He's going to be taken out of bounds on a high tackle at the 29-yard line. But the important thing for the Tigers is a big play on that. Actually, it's going to be 29 yards on that pass play, and the Tigers convert, move the chains.
Their coaches are going out on the field. What's going on now?
I don't know. They are way out on the field. 29 yards to Slaughter. His second catch for 39 yards, and whistles are blowing. They're stopping it now. We'll see what. Can't tell what's going on there.
Their coaches were halfway out on the field. Sideline warning, maybe.
7th reception for 92.
They're giving them time to substitute.
I think. Well, if you follow substitutes,
the clock hadn't started.
I know, but if you follow substitutes, they have the opportunity to substitute as well. Anderson back to throw once again. He's going to flesh from the pocket this time, and kind of a delayed blitz that time from one of those linebackers, and it's going to be a loss of yardage, a loss of only 4. Anderson kind of climbed the pocket that time and only lost 4 yards, but it puts the Tigers behind the sticks, 2nd down and 14. Tigers 2nd and 14, 33-yard line of Charles Henderson, 9:43 o'clock in motion here. They trail by 11, 24-13. Motion out of the backfield. They threw it quickly to Slaughter. He's trying to turn the corner. He does. He breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's going to take it all the way down to the 20-yard line. A good play that time. The Tigers pick up 14 yards.
Short.
13 yards. 13 yards on that play, and they'll be a yard short of his first down. But just a nice. We've seen other teams throw it to the back out of the backfield all year on the Tigers, and that time the Tigers did the same thing and picked up a big play, a much-needed play. Here's a toss.
No, he kept it.
Browning Anderson takes it around the right end. He'll pick up 3 yards, but a Tiger first down. The Tigers convert after the loss on the first down play. That's their 3rd first down. That'll come with 9:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clock quickly back in motion. Tigers trail by 11, 24-13, but 1st and 10, new life at the 17-yard line.
It's unbelievable. Slaughter's only a 10th grader. The future he has.
Anderson he throws it quickly. First reception of the night for Antron Mitchell. He'll take it down to the 8-yard line. That play is going to pick up 9 yards.
One of the very few times that they didn't jam him on the line.
First reception of the night. 3rd time he's been targeted. 101 yards passing now for Anderson as he's hit on his last 2 pass plays.
3rd and about 1. Oh, they're offside.
Yeah, they made contact with our center that time. It should cost them half the distance to the goal.
First down.
So 4 yards on the offsides penalty gives the Tigers their 4th first down. Important first drive here for the Tigers. Henderson takes it, he hands it to his back. He's going to go into the end zone untouched. Goes a Torian Slaughter, and the Tigers draw within 24-19. Slaughter from 4 yards out.
Keith, that was a hole that I believe I could have ran through. What a great job of blocking.
8:12 to go here in the third quarter. The Tigers are trying to see, are they going to go for two? It looks like they will. You hate to burn a timeout here. The play clock down to 20 already. They're going to huddle quickly. They're not going to burn a timeout. They're going to go for it here, though. Still 13 on the play clock as they get them set. Henderson takes it, going to hand it to his back, who's going to try it right up the middle, and it's not going to be good. So the Tigers put 6 on the board. They draw within 5, 24-19.
That's what we were saying. We get the ball the second half. First drive, we need to go take it downfield and score, and that 6 is big.
11-play, 80-yard drive, 3 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. It was a Torian Slaughter scoring his second touchdown of the season. The sophomore running back has done a good job with Harris banged up these last couple of weeks.
Sure is. I mean, he runs hard for a 10th grader. Next 2 years, it's going to be fun watching him grow.
So a 4-yard run. Now we'll see this Tiger defense and what they've been able to come up with because it's been Troy both through the air and on the ground.
Right. This year we've seen it go in at halftime, and our coaches make some adjustments, and we come back out, and it's just a different ball team. So let's hope we can do that tonight.
Tigers kickoff team making their way on the field. Wingate going to kick it away.
That would be big if we can hold them to 3 and out. And,
it would be the first time tonight. The Tigers have not forced a 3 and out. As a matter of fact, the only possession that the Trojans did not score on was the missed field goal. It's going to be a pooch kick. The Tigers are back to that. It's going to be caught at the 24-yard line, but they're going to return it. Tigers going to get to him and finally bring him down across the 35, about the 38-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. They're going to say the 30. Let's see where he walks forward. It's going to be 37-yard line or so. They're going to say the 38. Good spot.
Great spot.
These officials have been right on top of it tonight, and really good job by them so far.
You like seeing that for the kids. I mean, both teams, well officiated game, and just makes it for fun.
2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback motion now to the left by one of them. Adams is going to drop back. He's going to throw a screen back to the right side. They set it up well into the Tigers secondary. Good blocking downfield into plus territory on the Tigers side of midfield to the 39-yard line. That is about 23 yards on that first play. So Charleston had not run the play like that so far tonight. They did a good job, caught the Tigers on that first play, and already into plus territory. So the Tigers received the second half kickoff and moved 80 yards in 11 plays, missed the 2-point conversion, but they trailed 24-19. Charles Henderson back into Tiger territory after the long pass play. Wide receiver screen, way too big of a cushion, but they are going to throw a flag. Probably going to be holding on the wide receiver down here, but it's going to be a spot foul, which will take it back. Probably going to be 1st and 9 for Charles Henderson when all is said and done if they assess this penalty from where the flag lays. I hear some booing coming, I guess, I'm assuming, from below us here on the Charles Henderson side. We can't see the crowd at all as they're all in the lower bowl. We can't see the home crowd at all. We can see the Eufaula Tiger crowd. A lot of people standing because of the mist that's falling. A lot of people are standing underneath the upper deck on the far side. It will be 1st and 9 as they'll spot it back at the 38-yard line. That ball was snapped at the 39 on the previous play.
Defense has got to bow up here.
Adams, the senior quarterback, has the big back flank to his left. And it's going to be Coleman. Coleman with the handoff, trying the middle of the line. Eufaula going to finally get him down inside the 35, around the 33, give him 5 yards on that carry. It'll bring up a second down, and it's going to be right at 5. They spotted it back at the 34-yard line. So
pretty much every time they go to a double tight end, they're running the ball. So I hope coaches have picked that up.
So 2nd and 5 from the 34-yard line. Delayed count. Now with 15 seconds on the play clock, Adams will change his play. Takes the shotgun snap. Going to throw it. A lot of cushion, but Eufaula gets back there. They finally do bring him down for a short gain. It'll be a 3-yard gain, but brings up 3rd down and 2. It could have been a loss on the play, but missed tackle. Missed tackle on that play. It's a 3-yard gain and 3rd down and 2.
Keith, their quarterback, is he a senior?
He's a senior. I was very impressed with him last year.
Yes, he is.
He does a good job. He sees the field well, and he typically takes the ball to the right spot.
Run play.
They're going to hand it off to the back. Tigers are there. But my goodness, we are just not tackling with any kind of leverage tonight. John Wayne, comment on that real quick. Have you noticed that? We are not being physical on defense when we're in the tackling department in particular.
No, sir. We try to do a lot of arm tackle, a lot of reach around and grab around the leg instead of putting those shoulder pads on them.
1st and 10. Handoff. It's going to be, once again, making the second level of the defense and taking it ahead for 7 yards. Is the smaller of the 2 running backs, but he's still 188 pounds. That is Antonio Frazier, a junior, 5'11", 188.
A double tight end.
2nd and 3. They'll hand it to him once again. So he's going to break to the outside. He's got open field. He's going to be brought down after a 1st down. He's going to pick up about 7 yards. No, make it 8 yards down to the 12-yard line.
This is the time we get.
It's the bad thing about it is we have not stopped their offense tonight, other than the halftime. They had to attempt the field goal because the time it was expiring, and
there's a player that got him off the field.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line of Eufaula. Last time Charles Simpson got to this area, though, the Tiger defense did stiffen and forced a field goal. Handoff. Tiger defense.
Oh,
my goodness. They hit him in the backfield. 2 players hit him at the 12-yard line. He's able to spin forward and pick up 6 yards to the 6-yard line. Now, he is 225 pounds, but you got to have better effort than that.
Absolutely. We were riding him. Someone rode him on his back. Look at double tight end. Uh-oh.
And we're going to have to burn a timeout on defense on 2nd down and 4.
Timeout.
Well, it'll be a good timeout if we hold them out of the end zone here. But
true.
John Wayne, I mean, you're a lot closer to it than we are. That last play just kind of told the tale of the game on the defensive side of the ball, if you ask me.
It's hard to bring down a 200-pound running back grabbing him around his shoulders. Got to get him down there. You take his motor out from him, and he can't go no more. And there's a lot of confusion on defense right now. That's why Coach called timeout. One's coming on, one's trying to come off. Linebackers wasn't set. A lot of confusion on the Tigers, so that's why he called the timeout to get them down.
Well, appreciate your vantage point down there. 6 plays on this drive that began at the 38-yard line. They've enjoyed really good starting field position all night. That certainly contributed. Except for one time, they did have a 93-yard drive. Eufaula punted them deep, but it doesn't really matter if they've had a short field or a long field. They've taken it down into Tiger territory in every possession tonight, including right before the half. And this one's no different. But 2nd down, they can pick up a 1st down just inside the 3-yard line. It's 2nd down from the 6. So 2nd down,
this is a
long 3, if you want to call it that. Going to hand it off. Going to take it off the left side and into the end zone with very little resistance. Into the end zone from 6 yards out. And the Trojans have matched the 6 points put up by the Tigers. And we'll look at the extra points. So the Tigers, after this extra point, will probably trail by 12 after trailing by 11 at halftime.
When you line up and go toe-to-toe, that's when, you got to tough it up.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. This will be the 31st point of the game. Be 24 put up by the Trojan offense. They only mustered 27 points last week at Rehoboth in a 30-27 loss. And what we were told was that Rehoboth just played physical and ran straight at Charles Henderson, something Eufaula has not really done very successfully tonight. So next week's game at Rehoboth might be a little more competitive than they have historically been. Tigers need one of these two games to lock up the region if Carroll beats Headland tonight. We'll have to see. The last report at halftime, that game was Headland leading Carroll by 10, that game being played in Headland. Here it's 31-19 after the Tigers trailed 24-13 at halftime. It's 31-19. And Doug, Charles, that's why I don't like to chase points early in the half. The Tigers kicked that extra point, and they lost a point in this exchange by missing the 2-point conversion.
This is true. On that drive, they just lined up, went toe-to-toe, and just physically beat us. I mean, what can you say?
62 yards on that possession, 7 plays, 3 minutes, 16 seconds off the clock. There's a booming kickoff once again that's going to hit about 5 yards deep in the end zone.
I'm really impressed with that young man's leg. I wonder if the coaches here at Troy get a chance to work with these high school kickers.
I don't know.
Seems like Troy always has a good kicker on Charles Henderson.
Just the 6th possession of the night for Eufaula with 4:56 to go here in the third quarter. Tigers trail by 12. Anderson's a quarterback in shotgun formation as he's been all night. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. It'll be Mitchell flanked to the right. It's going to be Slaughter, the sophomore running back, flanking Anderson to his left. It'll be Slaughter who takes it. He runs hard. He lowers his head. He takes it to the 23-yard line, 3 yards for Slaughter. That's his 8th carry of the night for 39 yards.
3 or 4 yards if we can just move the ball like that.
2nd down 7. 4:30 to go here in the third quarter in a 12-point game, 31-19. Steele shifts over to the right side, makes 3 receivers. Anderson rolls to that side. He's running out of real estate. He's going to throw it out of bounds and throws it away. And it'll be 3rd and 7. The bad thing about rolling like that, as you roll, not only do you have to throw on the run, Charles, you're bringing all the defense to the side and you're running out of real estate. You're really closing the throwing lanes down.
I think we're going to have to do something reverse or something counter back. Their defense is real aggressive.
So Anderson takes. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw a pass. It's incomplete. He has Slaughter breaking outside, but the timing off there is the pass sailed wide, and it's a punting situation. Tigers going to have to punt with 4:11, and the largest lead of the night was 21 at 21-0. Tigers have outscored them 19-10 since then, but a lot of that has had to do with timing as the Tigers took the last possession of the first half, the first possession of the second half, and scored back-to-back touchdowns, 13 unanswered points. The punt returner for Charles Henderson stands at midfield, looking to get good field position once again are the Trojans. There's a waist-out snap. Kick is away. It's an end-over-end kick that's going to hit at the 43-yard line, take a big Eufaula roll. It's going to roll out of bounds about the 32-yard line. It's going to be probably the second worst starting field position of the night for Charles Henderson with 4:02 to go in the third quarter. From the Brown Heat and Air broadcast booth, the Tigers trail the Trojans 31-19. 3 and out right there. That's the Tigers' first 3 and out of the night. That came at a bad time.
It did. You know, we gotta figure out a way to stop their running game. I think they're just going to line up and run it at us till we stop it. Keith.
Well, the Tigers are -1 on turnovers. Trojans have not turned the ball over. A turnover would be big here. They're going to hand it off to the back of the backfield, but even then, he's going to spin and fall forward and find his way to about 4 yards on that carry. And I just don't understand it. We're allowing them. I know they've got good size in the running back position, but they are consistently falling forward for extra yardage. And that time it looked like it'd be about a 1 yard gain and ended up being 4. Handoff once again, and they're going to fall forward again. We hit them about the 37-yard line. They're going to fall into the 39-yard line or maybe the 40-yard line. It's going to be just nothing fancy, straight gives up the middle. It's going to be 8 yards when all is said and done on those 2 carries. So a pair of 4-yard gains, it'll be 3rd and 2 from the 40-yard line. Handoff, running it back once again. First down and more as he'll take it across the 45 out to the 47-yard line.
You know, their offensive line and firing out, pushing our defensive front back, and the big running backs just powering over us.
Kind of looks like what Ramsey does, the defending state champions in 5A. The Ramsey team out of the Birmingham area. Running back once again, he's just weaving through the Tiger defense. He's not a speed back at all, but he's 225 pounds. He picks up 8 yards on that first down play. So a touchdown here by Charles Henderson with just a little over a quarter left to go. We need a turnover if you're a Eufaula fan. Just a handoff up the middle. It's been nothing fancy. He's going to come out of the pile.
My goodness.
I tell you what, just very poor effort tackling tonight for Eufaula as that play is going to go from the 45-yard line all the way down to the 15, a 30-yard run, just straight up the middle. Charles, I mean, he hit the pile. He came out the other side.
He did. Got 2:23 left in the third quarter here. We need to stop him.
Going to hand it off to the running back. He hits the second level again. Charles Henderson, we haven't given credit to the Charles Henderson offensive line, but they are obviously doing a good job because we haven't seen
anybody run over us like this.
And we haven't seen a defensive lineman for Eufaula that I can recall make a tackle tonight.
It is
8 yards on that play. It's just chunk yardage on the ground, all on the ground on this possession. Hand off to the big back again, and he's going to just carry people down from the 6 all the way down to the 1. 5 more yards on a goal-to-go situation.
This has been an all-run drive.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't thrown the ball. I mean, when you're moving the ball like that.
7 running plays from their 32-yard line, and they have a second goal from the 1. They'll hand it off once again to the back. He's going to go in standing up. Touchdown Trojans with 1:44 to go.
You know, that's just a good old-fashioned – can't wait to hear John Wayne call it.
Well, you know, we talked about it. We were concerned. I was concerned last night after we talked about it on the coaches show. Charles Henderson had more to play for tonight than Eufaula, and it looks like it. It shows. I knew they'd be motivated. They'd play well, more than likely, but I'm just very surprised at the how flat the Tigers have been, particularly on defense.
Well, I think we were talking about it coming over. You know, if Charles Henderson, I keep saying Charles Henderson loses this game, you know, they're out of the playoffs. And that'd be the first time probably several years for them.
Well, they were the defending runner-up.
Yeah, last year.
So, but 37-19. That's the most points the Tigers gave up 37 points last week. They won 38-37. It would take a miracle for the Tigers to do that tonight, not just to score the points that are necessary, but to stop Charles Henderson, which they have not done. The Tigers trail by 18 points here. They trail by 21 earlier, then they trail by 18 another time in the first half before drawing back within 5 as they trail 24-19. But now to see 14 unanswered points for Charles Henderson.
Well, you know, there's one thing for sure. Our coaches
I'm looking at the scoreboard, and I was writing down and charting this. Did they miss the extra point? It should have been should be 38-19, unless they missed the extra point. Did not either the scoreboard is wrong or they missed the extra point. I did not notice.
If I'm doing triple duty,
I know you are, and That kick is
Oh, my goodness.
It does not go out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. When do you see this kind of stuff happen?
Oh,
We assumed the ball was going out of bounds, and we did not go over there to cover it. And the ball just stopped and did not go out of bounds, and we covered it at the 2-yard line. Still doing a good job just to cover it. But John Wayne, that's the kind of stuff you see when you're just out of sync and not playing well.
Yeah. The Tiger was actually coming to the side. He was just assuming that it was going to go out of bounds, and when he recognized it didn't, he had to run back. I tell you what, that drive by Charles Henderson was what in my day they called smash mouth football. Just line up and go, and that's what they did. Eufaula Tigers defensive line they hadn't got a half a yard. They hadn't gotten a half a yard push on that Trojans offensive line tonight.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Is hats off to this Charles Henderson offensive line, because they have really taken the physical to the Eufaula defense, and it started up there, but then we haven't been physical tackling the ball carrier either, and so it just looks like, we've just been beaten in every phase of the game tonight so far. 2nd and 10 from the 2. Henderson's going to throw it deep. He has a man out there. It's going to be caught. You follow on the reception. I think it's going to be Elite Quinn all the way out to the 46-yard line. That's going to be 44 yards on the reception. The Tigers certainly needed that, as he takes it. That'll take Henderson up to 146 yards passing on the night after that 44-yard reception from Quinn. Hand off to Slaughter. He breaks across the midfield stripe into Trojan territory at the 48-yard line. That'll be 6 yards on that play.
We've seen it all year. We'll get behind, and our kids and our coaches, they do not stop playing and coaching, and we need to take this down and score.
Well, if the Tigers have any chance in this game, they're going to have to score quickly here and then figure out a way to stop the Trojans. Anderson wisely did not throw that to Slaughter, who was flaring out of the backfield. It would have been a lateral backwards. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play, but sometimes you just got to make those kind of plays and live to fight another day. 3rd and 4 now after the no gain by Anderson on the running play.
I'd like to see a little counter back. They're so aggressive, their defense is. If we can just get something going back in the opposite direction.
Certainly 4-down territory, 20 seconds and counting here in the 3rd. They're going to Anderson's going to keep it. He gets caught from behind. Pursuit catches him and holds him to only a 1-yard gain. Now, they drive him all the way back to the 40-yard line. Now, his forward momentum was stopped at the 47-yard line. They drove him back 13 yards before 2 players fell on top of him. That's going to end the 3rd quarter. So as we move into the 4th quarter, the Tigers trail by 18, 37-19. It'll be 4th and 4 when we come back. You're listening to Tiger Football and you follow Tiger Football broadcast.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700. When it's football time, we at First.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
4th and 3. Actually, they got to turn this around. The teams did not change into the field, but it'll be the first down will come at the 44-yard line. They're going to snap it from the 47-yard line. So the 44 is the first down for from the 47 toward the Tigers will snap it. The Tigers don't have any chance here in the last 12 minutes. They've got to convert this third down. Slaughter to the left, the quarterback Henderson. He has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He calls for the waist high snap. He's going to pump fake. He's going to run it now. Henderson, he's got a chance. He cuts up. He will pick up his first down. He takes it inside the 45 to the 42-yard line, 5 yards on that play by Browning Anderson. He just used his feet once again to convert another fourth down. He converted 4th and 1 on the Tiger side of the field. In the first half, he converts at that time. He needed 3. He got 5. 1st and 10 Tigers from the 42-yard line. Clock is back in motion. 43 yards rushing on the night for Anderson. It's been a tough night running the ball. Anderson going to let it fly deep into double coverage, but there's, oh my goodness. Aurelius Slaughter had slipped behind the defense, kind of misjudged the ball, and was unable to come up with the reception. If he could have caught it clean, it would have been a Tiger touchdown. 11:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tigers will be facing a 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line, trailing by 18, 37-19. Good pass by Anderson that time. I don't know what else he could have done. It hit Slaughter.
Oh man!
Henderson keeps it, but Charles Henderson had everything diagnosed on that play. It was a zone read that time. They had Slaughter tackled. If he had gotten the ball for a bigger loss, then Anderson actually took it forward for 2-yard gain. But it brings up a 3rd and 8 after the 2-yard gain from the 40-yard line. The first down would come at the 32. 4-down territory certainly for the Tigers. That was the 14th carry on the night for 45 yards for Browning Anderson. He is the leading. He and Slaughter are tied for 45 yards gained on the night. Anderson he throws it to Slaughter out of the backfield. Missed tackle by the Charles Henderson Trojans, and that play goes for 10 yards, and they'll move the sticks. 1st and 10, Eufaula, a much-needed completion and a first down. Stops the clock while they move the chains with 10:46 to go.
Good job of blocking by the line. Gave Browning a little time to make the pass.
So it'll be a handoff to Slaughter, looking to run off the left end. He will take it ahead for about 3 yards to the 27-yard line. 2nd down, 7.
Our offense is going to hurry up.
Clock is moving. 48 yards on 10 carries now for Torian Slaughter. 155 yards through the air on 18 attempts for Browning Anderson. 15 on the play clock, but the game clock about to run under 10 minutes. It's going to be a Utah pass up the middle to Zakai Steele. That play works. It's going to take it from the 27-yard line inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. 14 yards on that. Shuffle pass, Utah pass, whatever you want to call it. It moves the chains and keeps the drive alive. Stopping the clock at 9:56 momentarily.
That was a good play called on an aggressive defense.
Handoff by Slaughter up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 2 yards down to the 11-yard line. Exactly 50 yards rushing on 11 carries. 2nd down and 8 now after the 2-yard run by Slaughter. It's been a time-consuming drive by the Tigers. They took over with 1:43 to go in the third quarter. There's a timeout.
Player down.
There's a player down for Charles Henderson. With that timeout on the field, we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We'll be back in the Brown Hingham Air broadcast booth after this commercial break.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Camlocker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700.
Back to you.
Back, Veterans Memorial Stadium. So Tigers trail 37-19, 9:28 to go here in the fourth quarter play. Tigers, the trail from the get-go. Charles Henderson scored on their first possession, take a 7-0 lead before ultimately going up 21-0. Tigers been playing from behind all night. They've had one turnover to none for the Trojans. Tigers going an unconventional set here. They shift the offensive line over to the left.
Come on.
They're going to bring Slaughter in motion. It's going to be a Slaughter trying to turn the corner. It's Slaughter window dressing for a yard loss.
We had them outmanned on the right side, and their defensive guys just overpowered, outplayed our guys.
That's kind of a common thread most of the night here.
We had them
going to be 3rd and 9 from the 12-yard line. You know, we used the injury timeout to kind of come up with something different, but that did not work.
I'm seeing a final here. It says Headland 36, Greenville. That can't be right, can it? 12? That's not right. Play those up.
I'm not sure. I've got that information here somewhere. 3rd and 9 from the 12-yard line. Anderson takes the shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's going to pump fake. He's going to pull it down and run. Now that's some open field, and he's going to. But my goodness, great speed on this defense. As it looked like he was going to get inside the 5-yard line easily. They're going to track him down at the 8. Only a 4-yard gain when all is said and done. You know, Charles, this reminds me of the closing speed from Enterprise in the first game of the year, where we look like we have running lanes and then they just close it down. I don't know how in the world this team has lost 3 games this year.
You know, I've been impressed with the linebackers all night. You know, John Wink talks about the one kid, but their linebackers, all 3, 4 of them, they're real aggressive.
Yes, Headland playing Carroll tonight.
Yeah.
Rolling to the right on 4th down. It's going to be a throwback. It's going to be Steele breaks a tackle. He's going to get into the end zone for a Tiger touchdown. A great play call by Coach Cornigan, Coach Jernigan that time, as Anderson sprinted to his right. He threw it back to Steele. One man got a hand on him, but Steele with some hard running got that one into the end zone with 7:40 to go in the contest. It's 37-25. The Tigers apparently going to go for 2 here to try to cut this to a 10-point lead.
You know, like we're saying, the kids and our coaches, they don't quit. And here we are, you know.
A 98-yard drive that time for the Tigers. Remember, they took over after the kickoff at the 2-yard line. It's going to be a throwback again. It's going to be up. Oh, my goodness, almost a great reception by Antron Mitchell. I'm sorry, it was Alec Quinn who went up high for that. But Doug, Charles, that's 3
2-point conversions
that we missed.
Rub it in.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we have. We did miss one kick, but that's 2. We have potentially could have 2 more points on just conventional point after touchdown kicks and be trailing by 10 right now if we had never tried a 2-point conversion. But a 98-yard drive by the Tigers that time, and 8-yard touchdown pass from Browning Anderson to Sakai Steele.
So now, if we had made them, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it?
It'd be an 8-point game if we'd made both of those. Yeah. And what's the old saying about a frog's had wings?
Oh, yeah. Well, now, with 7:40 left, 12 points down, do you do an onside kick?
Too much time left, I think.
We can't stop them.
True.
We haven't been able to stop them.
I guess that's true. And that's the thing that's so surprising is we have not stopped them
No, we haven't.
And they've only scored in 6 games this year. They're averaging well less than 30 points a game.
And on our only onside attempt, did we recover it?
Can't recall.
I think we did.
Here's the approach. We're going to pooch it into an open area of the field. They're going to run back, and 2 players are going to run together. They catch it at the 19-yard line and into the open field. I don't know. They're going to return it all the way back down to the Tiger 32-yard line. My goodness.
2 players run into one another, and then we still.
John Wayne, what did you see happen right in front of you?
I don't know why he turned to the middle of the field. He could have walked to down the sidelines and scored that time. Just no coverage. All the coverage on this side was sucked in the middle, and he just turned and walked right down the sideline. For whatever reason, he went back toward the middle, and I mean, I don't know why.
Yep. Well, it's sometimes it's just not your night, and obviously it's just not the Tigers' night tonight. Handoff off right tackle. The better part of 10 yards. We'll give him 9 on the play. 7:20 and counting.
Well, someone made a comment a little earlier about next week at practice it'd be some Oklahoma drills. Well, may not be a bad idea.
Clock is becoming a big issue. Of course, the Tigers can't stop the Trojans. Clock's a moot point.
Yes, it is.
They're in no hurry here.
They're
under
spreading
8
the
seconds
field
to
again.
go.
Why spread the
They're
field?
going to run it. They're just spreading us out to run the ball. They're going to hand it off again, and plenty of time in the backfield. He stops. He adjusts his shoulder pads, and then he decides to run up off the left guard that time. They're just manhandling our defensive front, John Wayne. Is that what you see?
I said a while ago, the Tigers haven't got a half a yard push of the defensive front. They're always either they're stood up or they're going backwards. That's why when that big running back hits them, they have no momentum. It's just his momentum carrying them back.
This is only the 7th possession of the night for Charles Henderson, believe it or not. This has been a quick moving game, very few possessions for either team. Charles Henderson has scored on all but one possession tonight, and they've also had a pick six all the way around into the end zone, just from 18 yards out. That's a 3-point drive for Charles Henderson. They're doing whatever they want to do to the Tigers tonight.
Not a whole lot you can say when you just physically getting, beat on the line.
But I'm just so surprised to see this, Charles, because the kind of schedule Eufaula's played, played Enterprise, the 7th-ranked team in Class 7A. Of course, it was not even close. They beat us handily, but then we went to Stanhope, played a 6A, won that one on the road with our backs against the wall. Came home, won 2 5A Region 2 games pretty handily. Then, of course, went up and turned the ball over. Played pretty good, but turned the ball over a lot at Pike Road. 5 turnovers was the undoing, but the second half gave you hope because they physically handled us in the first half. In the second half, Tigers came out and held them scoreless offensively in the second half. Tonight's not been the case. In a region contest against a 5A rival, this is a rivalry game, folks. This is a 76th meeting between the Charles Henderson Trojans and the Eufaula Tigers. After the Tigers got beat bad at home last year, and they come over here and they've allowed Charles Henderson to put 44 points on the board. 44-25. Charles Henderson is leading the Tigers in a game, quite frankly, that doesn't even seem to be that close.
No, it doesn't.
There's the kickoff. It's a booming kick. Going to go out of the back of the end zone. Once again, it hits just beyond the white apron behind the end zone. So that's about 3 yards beyond the back of the end zone. So that's a 73-yard kick off the tee for this young man, Pearson.
John Wayne said earlier that he may be staying here at home, Troy. Well, I hope Coach Saban's got an eye on him. This kicker's got a strong leg.
It'll be the 8th possession of the night for Eufaula. 6:09 to go in the game from the 20-yard line. The Tigers, more often than not, have started from the 20. That's been their best starting field position. Actually, that is their best starting field position of the night, Charles.
For us?
Yes, the 20-yard line. We started our 14-yard line once, our 2-yard line once, and the 20 is the best starting field position. So Charles Henderson has they've got an injured player down there, but they have really controlled the field position with their kicking game, their special teams as well.
Got an update. Headland 39, Carroll 22.
So
Enterprise 14, Dothan 14.
So that 7A contest is drawn even in Enterprise. And it looks like Headland will go a long way towards securing the second spot in region number 2. If that score holds up. No, any idea how much time is left in that game?
No.
The Tigers can still finish first in region 2 with a win next week at Rehoboth. But Rehoboth, remember, the Rebels defeated the same Charles Henderson team 30-27 last week down the road in Rehoboth. There's a pass, a nice catch by Zakai Steele, a good throw by Browning Anderson as he threw it under duress on the run. Just kind of a casual catch by Zakai Steele. He showed good hands as he pulled that one in across the 40 to the 43-yard line, 23 yards on the pass play. And first down for Eufaula with 6:01 to go. That puts Anderson up to 199 yards passing on the night after that 23-yard reception. He's coming off a 369-yard game last week. 21 attempts in the game tonight for the senior.
You know,
signal caller.
On the way over, we were talking about we didn't think that, Charles Henderson's offensive line and defensive front were that big. But here tonight, they have proven that they are pretty tough.
They've looked good in this game.
They have. It hadn't been one of our best games, but we got to give them credit. They're pretty strong.
They have looked very strong in this game here tonight. Anderson takes a snap. He's going to pressure. He eludes the rush. He's rolling to his right. He's just going to pull it down and get what he can, run out of bounds. In high school football, when you go out of bounds, it will stop the clock, and it will not start again until the Tigers snap the ball. It was a 3-yard gain. Actually, they had spotted that gain on the pass play back to the 40-yard line. So it was a 3-yard gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. 5:53 to go here after the 3-yard Anderson rush. 48 yards rushing on the night on 15 carries for Anderson.
Oh.
Anderson's going to struggle, and a flag comes down where he went down on the tackle, Charles, and
face mask maybe. I don't know.
Maybe so. It stops the clock with 5:37. We'll see what the flag is. There hasn't been a lot of flags in the game tonight.
No, this has been a well officiated ball game. And that it makes it good for both teams. The kids. That's why we're here, and it's just been a good officiated, well played game.
Personal foul on Charles Henderson. So that 15-yard penalty will move the chains, and Tigers retain possession. 5:29. They trail by 19 points, but certainly they'd like to put another touchdown on the board here. And certainly if we do, look for an onside kick. 42-yard line of Charles Henderson is where the Tigers will snap the ball. Pair of receivers to either side. The short side of the field is to the right. They'll snap it from the right hash mark. Anderson flanked by Slaughter. Slaughter's going all the way here in the second half. Going to be a wide receiver screen. It's complete to Antron Mitchell. And I tell you what, Charles Henderson has laid the blueprint for other teams to follow. I've not seen anyone shut down Antron Mitchell to this extent.
Well, we've been talking about it all night. They came out. The coaches had a good game plan. They jammed him at the line pretty much all night. And then they had the safety coming over, double teaming him. Makes it pretty tough when you can't get off the line. 5
straight completions for Anderson. Make that 6 as he completes it to Anderson down to the 30-yard line. Mitchell, that was another reception from Mitchell. So back-to-back 7-yard receptions. Mitchell up to 33 yards receiving. Anderson going to throw it. It is dropped that time, but flags come down. Look for the interference this time on Mitchell. Against Mitchell, I'm sorry.
Offensive pass interference?
No, have they called that already?
No. And you said
I'm saying it was committed against Mitchell. They've not signaled yet. Now they do. Pass interference. It'll be 15 more yards against Charles Henderson now. 4:48's on the clock. I've seen a lot of crazy things happen on the college football level this year already. But it would be a miraculous comeback for Eufaula. They'd have to score a touchdown here. I assume kick the extra point. Henderson's going to roll to his left this time. He has some open field. He's going to throw it late into the end zone. Has a receiver there catching it for a touchdown. A great reception by Zakai Steele. A great play by Brownie Anderson as he had to sprint around the end to break containment, and they convert that. Charles, was that from the 16-yard line, I think? We'll call it 16-yard touchdown pass from Henderson to Zakai Steele. That's Steele's second reception, and Tiger's going to go for 2 here.
He's always trying to keep the ball on the camera on the ball, which is hard to do.
So we're going to go for 2. That would make it an 11-point game again. The Tigers will be a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and it's going to be a handoff to Slaughter. Slaughter trying to get in. He's going to be.
Oh, I think we're going to spot him short.
He's short. No good. So the Tigers with 5 touchdowns tonight. This has been an uncharacteristic game. Normally the Tigers are very solid in the conversion game, but 5 touchdowns tonight. The Tigers have 31 points on the board. 80-yard drive by the Tigers. It's kind of a crazy drive. That drive only was 4 plays.
Let's go down to John Wayne in the Benfield Heating and Cooling sideline. John.
My connection ain't real good, but I'll try to talk to you. You know, the offense hadn't done a bad job. If we could just get the defense to make a stop or two. But, you know, that was real close. They called him short, but that was real close on that 2-point conversion.
Yeah. And I guess even if we had been successful, if we had successfully kicked all our extra points, we'd still be down by 2 scores. It'd be 44 to 35. So either way, the Tigers would need 2 scores here with under 5 minutes to go, 4:30 down. But it's only 1:20 on that drive. Squib kick down the field. It's going to be kicked, and they're going to he's finally going to fall on it back at the 17-yard line. This will be their second worst starting field position of the night after he just decided to fall on it.
I don't think they've got a turnover. It'd be a good time for a turnover.
Yeah, they are +1, and John, that's a huge difference in this game. The Tigers are -1 on the turnovers, and if you take that 7 points off the board on the pick six, it's 37-31.
A very close game. Oh, you know, if we just had 1 3 and out, if we could have stopped just one of those drives and turned it into a score for us. But like you said, ifs and buts was candy and nuts, big Christmas every day.
That's right. That's right. They're going to hand it off. Tigers, they seal the edge once again, turning the corner. He runs out of bounds, but they keep the clock running. He did fall out of bounds, but that's going to be 11 yards on a first down run when you need to stop them there. And that tells you all you need to know is the Tigers' inability. No, they spotted – yeah, well, now they're going to move. Well, they spotted the ball backwards, but they called it a first down. Oh, well. First and 10 from the 28-yard line for Charles Henderson. They're going to run this play clock all the way down. That's wise. It's going to be under 4 minutes when they snap the ball here. Snap it. They're going to hand it off again. Frazier around the left end. Once again, he gets around the end with a lead blocker. A lineman pulled out in front of him, and they sealed the edge with a lineman leading, and we just cannot stop this physical running game from Charles Henderson as they take it from the 28-yard line all the way out to the 46-yard line, 18 more yards. So needing to stop them to get the ball back for the Tiger offense, 2 carries for 29 yards, 2 back-to-back first downs. No hurry, Charles Henderson here. There's going to be a handoff on the left side. Spinning. Running back is going to take it more chunk yardage to the 42-yard line of Eufaula.
Well,
12 more yards.
Update. Headland 52-22 over Ozark with 4:05 left.
I tell you what, John Wayne, if you, I know you can hear us, but I would not want to be one of the Tiger defenders next week in practice. I don't know if you got him turned on.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you, John.
Yeah, you know, me and Charles and Keith, we've all coached before, and, you know, only thing you can do after a night like this is learn from it. Find out what you did wrong, make yourself better, and be prepared. You're not out of this thing yet. You know, this is just a, you know, one tree falling. You still got a perfect opportunity to get this championship. So
they control their own destiny.
Absolutely. Keep your heads up.
They will still with a win next week. But you know, the important thing is how the Tigers rebound and play next week. You don't need to let one game beat you twice. And,
that's right. Well, what you got to do too? This game's over. Look at the film for next week and get ready for that offense. Forget about this one. It's over.
On the sweep around the right, the option play around the right end. I guess Paul is going to use a timeout here with 1:56 to go. It's going to be third down. They haven't moved the down marker yet. That play picked up just 3 yards. Just one of the shorter runs of certainly one of the shorter runs of this drive. The last two, a yard gain and a 3-yard gain. They'll bring up third down and 6 from the Eufaula 38-yard line. Charles, I tell you, the way Charles Henderson has run the ball, you know, but the thing about it is if he fakes a handoff and he keeps it, just like Anderson has come clean on a couple of bootlegs tonight, chances are he'll run as far as he wants to, because we're selling out right now trying to stop the running backs that we haven't been able to stop. How have they been able to seal the edge so well against the Tigers tonight? They have really beaten the Tigers at the point of attack. And
right.
Particularly on this drive, they've been able to get around the end with a pulling lineman leading the way.
You know, I don't think the quarterback has ran the ball since he took that lick
at the end of the first half.
Yeah, that's right. I think the coaches are saying, you know, because he's a great athlete, you just hand the ball off and let us just grind it up the middle.
Yeah. You know, it would be a foolish play at this point with them having such a big lead this late to risk him running the football, most likely. But we'll see. It's a big play. Third down about 6 to go for the Trojans. Going to hand it off in the backfield. Parker Simmons is back there, but the Tigers just cannot make the play. Good speed by Frazier as he outruns the Tiger defense. Takes it for a first down to the 28-yard line. And the Tigers only having one timeout remaining. They can go into victory formation here and just run this one out, Charles.
You know, I'm a diehard Tiger. You know, I love Eufaula. But tonight's just been one of those nights where Charles Henderson just outplayed us. I mean, nothing else you can say. And our kids didn't quit. They're fighting to the end. But it's just one of those nights.
You know, I just didn't have a good feeling about this game even last night at the coaches' show, to be honest with you, Charles. Just especially after we learned that Charles Henderson had to have this game. They responded, and you got to take your hat off to them. They came out here and certainly tonight they were the better team.
They were, and they had to have it. You know, like we said, if they had lost, they'd been out of the playoff picture. But as it is, they're back in it, and you know, we hold our own destiny. We got to next week. We got to come out ready to play, and we got to take it to Rehoboth.
In the history of the series between Eufaula and Rehoboth, Eufaula has won every one. I don't know what the number is. We'll have it for you on the coaches' show Thursday night. But the Tigers will go to Rehoboth for the most important game that they've ever played against the Rebels, is they could secure the first spot in region number 2 with a victory. Rehoboth playing for their playoff lives as well, as they hold the tiebreaker against Charles Henderson, and we'll have to look and see Rehoboth played tonight.
Greenville.
This one's going to run out. We don't have a score in the Rehoboth Greenville game, but if Rehoboth was victorious over Greenville, then
okay, just got a score. Rehoboth 21, Greenville 18.
Is that a final?
It says a final.
So if that's a final, then right this moment, Charles Henderson is still out of the playoffs.
Really?
Yes, because Carroll holds a tiebreaker against Charles Henderson, as does Rehoboth.
Wow.
They'd all have 2 losses in region play.
Well, I have been very impressed with Charles Henderson here tonight.
That would be the crazy thing, is if they looked this good tonight and they still did not make the playoffs. They were the defending 5A runner-up, and they have looked very good. I would say Charles, they've looked like the second best team that Eufaula played this year, or a close third. Enterprise being the first, Pike Road being the second. Going for the end zone,
goodness.
And they're going to convert a touchdown here.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh. And the quarterback, he was a senior. He won't play against Eufaula again, but he looked to the Eufaula bench and made a gesture as they put 50 on the board. 50 on the board against Eufaula, 50-31. I'm going to tell you what. If I'm Coach Jernigan, I use that for next week, and I definitely use it next year.
Absolutely.
There's a kick. It's going to make it 51-31, a 20-point victory for Charles Henderson tonight with 25 seconds left to go. That was a time when they could have just run the clock out with a victory formation. Pretty classless in that situation. Of course, you put 11 on the field, you have to defend it till it goes 0-0. So, you could always say, hey, stop us. But the game is over at that point. The game has been decided. And to drop back and throw it deep in that situation when no one expected that to happen.
I'm speechless.
Well, the handshake after the game might be interesting.
Like I said, though, it's motivating for next week. Next week, a game we got to have, and that's something Coach Jernigan can say. If we beat, when we beat Rehoboth, that eliminates Charles Henderson. So, like you said,
no, it doesn't. When we beat Rehoboth, I don't think it eliminates Charles. If Charles Henderson wins next week and we beat Rehoboth, it puts Charles Henderson in the playoffs.
Oh, I thought you said they were eliminated.
No. As of right now, because Rehoboth won and Charles Henderson won, they're still tied for fourth. Rehoboth owns a tiebreaker against Charles Henderson, the head-to-head. So when we beat, let's put it this way: if Rehoboth beats us,
we're not going to go.
I'm just saying that would be the only way I think that Charles Henderson would miss the playoffs.
We're not going there.
Yeah,
let them come in fourth in the region.
There's a kick. It's going to go through the end zone and be touched back with 25 seconds left. I tell you what, Charles, I just the gesture by the quarterback, he won't play in this game again. The call by the coach, that just didn't set well at all with me. I'll just be honest with you. And, if you're a competitor, it should just fire up something within you it won't make any difference in this game, but if you're a junior or a sophomore playing this game, if it doesn't fire you up to play against these guys next year.
If we play them next year.
Yeah, that's true.
They may have to drop down to 4A, but you're right.
Tiger's going to just take a snap and take a knee. As you would have expected Charles Henderson to do earlier. That'll do it, folks. We're not going to belabor the point. The Tigers going to fall to 5-3. They're going to fall to 3-1 in region play, with one region game remaining next week on the road in Rehoboth. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:45 pregame show. Remember to tune in for the coaches show on Thursday night 6 o'clock from Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A of Eufaula Coaches Show. John Wayne, you're down there on the sideline. One final word from you. I'm not sure that Coach Jernigan, if you want to interview him, fine. But go ahead. We'll take it to you for right now.
Well, that last touchdown, that's kind of what you expect from teams that aren't used to winning. They think they did something special. They think all they did, like you said, they fueled a fire that hopefully next week the Tigers will take down to Rehoboth. And, like you said, you got 11 on the field. It's your job to stop me. It's not my job not to score. So, classless maybe, but that's what you expect from teams that don't know what winning's about. That's what you expect from coaches that don't know what winning's about. And that's okay. We'll use it to our advantage, and we'll do better next week. And hopefully this film will run over and over and over on Sunday afternoon.
That's right. Well, I'll let you make the call. Do you want to catch Coach Jernigan?
Yeah, if I see Coach, I'm looking for him. I saw he got across the field real quick. I think he want to go over and tell their coach, appreciate you. I see him right here. He's sitting. I see him right here. Here he comes.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to ask him about that last play.
Well, I'm going to say something. I am. But as a coach, you got to talk about it when you win. You got to talk about it when you lose, right?
That's right. That's right.
Coach, tough game. That's not the way we wanted to come out of here. But, we're not out of this picture yet. That's like I told the guys, that last touchdown, that's what you expect from teams that don't know what winning's about. It's what you expect from coaches that don't know what winning's about. But what they did was give us some fuel to show our guys on Sunday.
Exactly. That's like I just told her. I remember that last touchdown, that last shot. I'll write that down. I remember that, and I hope I see him later on in the playoffs.
Yeah, I hope you do too, Coach. But I really hope they don't even make the playoffs because there was good sportsmanship all night. Kids helping kids up, no back talking to each other, and that right there at the end just kind of broke the glass, in my opinion. But the Tiger offense, we didn't really do all that bad. But our defense could never get it together tonight.
Yeah, we started off slow, and our defense really couldn't get it together. We got to get some stuff adjusted and some stuff fixed right there. But I'm still proud of my guys. They still didn't let up. But it just went out night to night. We'll go back and regroup and get ready for next week.
That's right. We got next week, and then we got the playoffs. And, we're not out of this picture at all. Just like we said, you learn from your mistakes. You get better from what went on tonight. And next week we get a lot better.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Y'all be safe, baby. Go Tigers. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John Wayne. We appreciate Coach Jernigan taking time to speak with us, win or lose. And tonight, certainly not what the Tigers hoped for here in Troy, a 20-point loss to the Trojans. It was a 20-point loss, actually a 20-point loss last year, Doug, at Tiger Stadium. And this is kind of historic. We haven't seen this kind of lopsided victories by Charles Henderson this series in the past. But one interesting thing is they haven't won. They've won. This makes this all-time series 47-29 now. Eufaula with still an 18-game advantage in this series, and the points Eufaula with a pretty hefty point advantage overall in the history of the series. But when Troy had won over the last 20 years, they won 2 games in a row. So this is their second game. The Tigers will come back for the next 5 or 6, hopefully, when they do play. And even if they go, to different classifications, Charles, this has been a game that's been played a lot, expected to be played some more, and hopefully it'll be rematched while both of these coaches are still at their respective schools.
We certainly hope so. Give it to Charles Henderson tonight. They had a good game plan. They came out, and when they realized they could just line up and go toe-to-toe with us and run the ball against us, that's what they did, and we just couldn't stop them. And
that was discouraging because what we were told was that's what Rehoboth did to Charles Henderson, was run it straight at them. And if they have the linemen in the backs to do that to Charles Henderson, then there's a lot of adjusting got to go on, a lot of soul searching with the guys in red and white before they tee it up next Friday night.
You're right.
So,
right. Well, I've enjoyed sitting beside you tonight, being Doug, and
yeah. Well, I got better as the game went along, so I didn't have no idea how many times I did it, but I did get better as we went. So
we wish Doug safe travels.
Yeah, he's going to marry one off over the weekend.
That's
so
right.
wish them all the best as they have the nuptials this weekend, and another game in the books. week 7 of the high school football season is over. I guess, yeah. I'm sorry, this is week 8. Week 8. So we have, I think I've been wrong all week. I've been calling it 7. 2 games left in the 2023 season. Next week, Rehoboth on the road. Then 2 weeks from tonight, 3 weeks from tonight, the Tigers will wrap up. It'll be senior night from Tiger Stadium as Early County, the Bobcats, come calling. But for tonight, Tigers come up short. 51-31 is your final. For John Wayne Robinson, Doug Applin, Charles Irvin, I'm Keith Brown, wishing a good night and a great weekend. Go Tigers.